Hey guys, I'm Mike,
I'm Bob.
And I'm Tim.
and this is the Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, episode 135, where we cover games from the ground up. We're back from Origins, and we had a blast. We're going to talk about that a bit and some games we played. How we doing, guys?
You know what? I brought a lot of stuff back from Origins, but you know what? I forgot my
What?
voice. My voice I left at Origins. It's gone.
I'd actually be more surprised if you came back from a convention and your voice came with you. So
It
that
I'm
would
didn't
the
be
seem
weird.
as
yacker.
bad as before, though. Like some years, it didn't seem that bad this year. I mean, you had a sack of cough drops,
I had
but
a wheelbarrow full of cough drops.
You did.
Yeah.
Wayne
But I
is here, and he's still waiting for Tim's voice to show up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And us. We were late. We got talking show stuff. We got some stuff coming down the pipe. We're just trying to figure out.
We did.
Wayne,
Hi, Jazz.
stay tuned because I met some dudes that are down. One of them is down from your area, and they got a game I think you guys should check out. I think you will,
Ooh.
at the very least, find it interesting. But maybe interesting to have them on Beans and Dice. But anyways,
Nice.
we'll get there.
Steph
when we
is
get
with
there.
us from the other side of the world. Good time to say hi to everybody else on the other side of the world catching us on the recap.
Or if you're watching a little bit of it live, thanks for showing up. Enjoy your coffee.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm probably gonna I'm trying to keep track of the numbers of Whiskey Wednesdays now, so we're good. If I just start saying it from now on, it won't go away. And of
Yep.
course, I've already got 150 on the calendar. That is that's a number. It's a nice round one
We
too.
should title them and put the number in the title, so that
Yeah.
Ooh,
Makes it easy, too.
titles.
Yeah. 135 things we loved about Origins.
Wow, that's a lot. That's
lot
a
of-
number.
a lot of things.
Well, listen, we could say that that's what it's going to be, but like,
I mean, I can start naming people off,
Hey,
Yeah.
one of my favorite things was seeing the Rossies. It's always good to see them.
right?
we spent so much time with them. They got their own space on my tumbling dice board.
That's right.
Ross.
Ross.
See, ooh-ha-ha.
Yeah, right. I can't believe I missed the new
Oh.
Tumbling Dice theme song there.
You
Mhm.
missed so
But-
much. Mike missed so much by being responsible and going to bed.
I know,
early.
right? Like first
Yeah,
night,
it
night.
is what it is. But hey, and the other Rossi.
And-
I
And
actually
the
do
other
have a
we
game
had our
on this
favorite
list.
Rossi and Dave.
I believe all of us, spoiler, maybe all of us may have a game that we played with a Rossi on this list. I certainly do.
Oh, for sure.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
I mean,
Multiples.
Well, yeah.
Multiples. You don't play games with the Rossies and they don't make the list. Come on.
There you go.
I like to think of the Rossies as like a convention secret, right? Like, look, if you're in the in group, you know the right people. You're gonna get invited to a game at a table with them, and if you do that and you don't blow it, you're in.
Yeah, it's a good time. And excellent observation here. It's 135 weeks of Tim complaining about not following the
Yeah.
Beagle in Foundations of Rome. Now, it's
Listen.
actually Darwin's journey that you
No,
follow the Beagle.
that's
Listen.
the joke,
this
Mike.
is
Oh
even
my
better.
God.
Mike doesn't even
If
get
we have
the
to explain the
joke.
joke to you, Mike,
You got all the sleep and you still didn't get that was a joke.
you still can't keep up with the jokes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I followed
I'm
that
with you.
Beagle to Rome as a dog lover and was very disappointed.
That's your fault.
Yeah. Steph, I appreciated the joke. Great job.
Me too.
Good
I'll
job.
give you
It's a good job.
snaps, claps, whatever it is you like. Mike will poorly
Mike's still
explain your
pondering
joke.
that joke. Like,
Yeah. He'll explain why your joke wasn't right. Yeah.
Yeah. no,
Mike
you
is
see,
like
the
basically
chicken-
our
the chicken
Drax
can't
now.
cross the road because it's in a chicken coop and it's got wire, so it can't escape in order to cross the road.
Yeah. And what
Yeah.
kind of irresponsible chicken owners are just letting their chickens cross the road?
Well, they are free range.
I mean, that's still irresponsible.
Hey, technically, to be free range, they don't have to be in a very big pen. So
Yeah.
That's okay. They're all big pens. Let's go.
loopholes.
So yeah, guys. I don't know about you, but Origins was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It was better
What?
being there than
Yes.
just watching the memes. I'll tell you that.
Yes. I
Oh,
have some people that have
no.
spoken in such hate of the Hey Dudes that they've made me just not want to wear them in public
Oh.
anymore. So
I'm so sorry.
Die. We are really sorry. Well, they had a good
They've-
25 years, right? Isn't that what
Yeah, they had a good run.
Yeah.
they've
It was a good
been.
run.
What's up, Andrew? I may or may not have a game that I played with you on this list as well.
Oh, I got a game with them too. Got a game with
But
them.
yeah, the Hey Dudes have almost been relegated to like house slippers or camping. So there's that.
Listen,
So
as friends, we are trying to help you save you from yourself. That's all.
at
I'm
least
saying.
that's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly's like, oh, so you get enjoyment out of making your friends feel bad? And I was like, well, yes, but
So
Go ahead, Bob.
I was gonna say, were the Hey Dudes, were those the shoes that Sushi pooped in?
No, it was not.
Okay,
God.
just just
Oh,
No,
God.
those were like a pair of like shoes that I wear to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a full on
Chris.
Cleveland steamer there. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was the first time we tried it, and
Yeah.
she
Ooh.
failed the test, but
that was a
she has
Columbus
never
cotton
failed
ball
it
she
since.
left in there.
It was right in there too. I was like, that's good aim.
You know what though? Some other friends have made me feel bad about taking too many photos, and I'm such a good, nice friend that I don't want to live in a world where people have to feel bad because I take more photos than they do. So
Is that why you
I
didn't take any?
I didn't take a lot of photos. I wasn't even gonna ask you guys to do a slideshow. I just don't want to upset the people that are very offended by my photos.
So you know what's really funny, Mike, is the irony of the situation is that the human being who is specifically giving you a hard time about all your photos took
Filled
the
Tim's-
most photos
Yeah.
because I think I have 37 pictures of West on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I left it open next to him, and so he just sat there and started taking pictures of himself.
You know what? Oh my gosh. You need to send those to me and let's do a slideshow of the West photos.
Oh, we
That's
should do
the payback. We do a slideshow
All
of
right.
the West photos.
I mean, it's
'cause
like 37
he supposedly
selfies. It's
doesn't
not like
take any.
Oh yeah, no, I think we go through them and we discuss each one in depth.
each one individually.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Are we
so.
going to do that now? Are you going to put those in the Facebook group chat? We might have to take a vote. If anybody wants us to do a slideshow of only West photos that he trolled Tim with in his phone, we will do that. We can
We'll
do
make
it
it happen,
after
man.
the list, perhaps.
I mean, he
Yeah.
technically sent you like a picture of like all of them together in the group chat.
I did, but
He
I'm gonna.
did.
But
Yeah.
it's hard to break those down.
It is. Yeah, it's hard to really study
Yeah.
each one individually.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
David.
if we-
So we're
good
gonna
to see you.
skip the list tonight and
Good
instead
to see Mike too.
or spend 4 hours on it and not even get to it.
So I think before we go into the lists on like what like the best stuff we saw and all that business, how about we just go through some of the people we talked to and hung out with first?
Oh my goodness.
So in no particular order, like just highlight some of the, only talk about the good ones.
Well,
Only
never
talk
mind.
That way
about the
anybody
good
you
ones.
forget is like, oh, they're not on my iPad, they're on my phone. Damn it.
Well, I mean, the first thing we did when we got there is we went in and talked to the BA Games people.
Some of
Right.
the best. Some
of
of
the
the best.
Yep.
Yeah, Bob and I had the pleasure of helping out a couple hours every day there. It was awesome. I got to play Goats and Goblins a bunch. I got to play Forges of Ravenshire. We tried out their 2 new games they've got coming up.
Mhm.
Tea Dragon Society, I think it was. Or Tea
No,
Dragon
not
Garden.
what? No.
Tea Dragon Garden or Tea.
No,
Uh-oh.
not Tea Dragon anything. It is just
Right.
Garden Dragons.
Garden Dragons. I knew there was
Good.
dragons and gardens. Maybe
Yeah.
there's some
It was
tea.
the
I was
there's
sipping
no
tea
Tea
while I
Dragon
played.
Garden.
There you were.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one was Dungeon Diners.
Dungeon Diners. Really fun. And that is the first game that was not designed by one of the Stocktons.
Yeah.
True.
And I thought it was really good. I really Really enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of really interesting things to do on your turn. Oh yeah, Dave bought the Forges playmat. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Nice.
How many
Nice.
games total did we play at the con? Oh my god, I didn't even keep track.
What day did the con start? Was May what?
May? No.
June what?
14th.
I'm
What was last
going,
Wednesday?
No, 18 to 22.
Yeah, that's Bob's Tinder dating profile. Calm down, Leo DiCaprio. You got it.
That's right.
Let's see. I
Works for Leo.
logged 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice.
I have 43 plays logged between those two dates.
Yeah. Yeah,
That is not too shabby.
I have at least that many.
Yeah.
At least that many.
Now, to be fair, there were a couple of Itos that were like, fail.
Yeah.
Fail, like right in a row.
That is all right. But yeah, some of the other people we saw Ammon Anderson and Matthew Ryan. They got the 12 Labors of Hercules coming out. We talked to Mark Spector a bit over at Grand Gamers Guild. They've got the Pillars of Heracles, which Bob scored a banged up copy for review and then bought all the upgrades because he's that guy. He's a swell dude.
Yeah.
We did get some Inferno promos from them. Very, very excited. I got to play Inferno with Jason Smith from Board Game Mechanics. Got to see Andrew from the chat and hung out with him and his brother. And then the second day it was him and his daughter. And that was great. A great time. We talked to Sam from Around the Stump Games. We met Ty from The Last Command. We met Rommel and Rommel and a couple of other people from Wonders of the First. I'm blanking on their names. Their last names are like D. Bartolo. They are the designers of Breakers. We'll be talking about that. I talked to those guys quite a bit. I felt bad because I kept running into them, and then every time I ran into them, I had like something to talk to them about. So I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not stalking you, but like, have you considered this? What did you think of that? I mean, we have to say that we got to see Jim Cole and meet his very real and very lovely wife.
Yeah. She was nice.
She's awesome. He brought us a bottle of whiskey, Walking Dead.
Very good bottle.
Yeah,
it really did not last. I claimed the bottle because I like the bottle. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I claimed the bottle. I was like, this is my bottle. But we stretched it out. We drank it over the long weekend. We also had some wild turkey. Bob had some chocolate Indiana whiskey. Everybody was sipping on a little bit. I got to meet my arch nemesis, Josh Bowman, and was very disappointed that I liked him very much. It was awful.
I got to set things on fire. That was fun.
Yeah. I was also disappointed that we enjoyed his upcoming game, Beach Day.
You were disappointed. I was definitely thoroughly disappointed on how much I had a good time playing that.
Yeah, and disgusted that he chose that horrendous human being, Ammon Anderson, to do the art on it as well.
Just
we also saw
around.
There was kind of a severe lack of feet in the game itself. Yeah. Like there was feet on the cover, and I thought there'd be more feet in the game.
Yeah,
that should be a scoring card.
What's that?
Bob wore his special pants when he thought he was going to be playing.
I did. I wore my white pants, and I was expecting, a beach day.
I think we're going to have to get some dev credit on the feet expansion. It's a new set of scoring cards, and depending on which toe is on the card, it scores differently. And you'll tell because there will be a different 5 different symbols on the knuckles.
I thought you were gonna say simps. I was gonna say I have 5 different simps.
Oh boy. Well, Mike gets the whiskey
second
out of his
expansion,
beer.
Bob. You can't give it away all at once. That's the other stretch goal. You can't over stretch goal people.
Okay.
Obviously, we saw Dave and Di, hung out with them. I got to spend a ton of time with Googs, who is just, Giuliano is just one of my favorite people in the industry. And it's hard to see him either at his own convention or at Gen Con. So it was Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was really Origins was great because I got to spend a lot of time with them. And then of course the Youngs, right? Nikki
I
and
was saying,
Brandon.
Yep.
I would tell you between them and Eric and Alicia, they make my conventions that much
Yep.
better. It is multiplied by 4 my enjoyment getting to spend time and hang out with them. They are
Mhm.
just
When
absolutely delightful.
we met baby Kibi.
Yeah, we met the
We
baby.
did the newest prototype, the greatest
Mhm.
expansion
The newest
ever.
expansion, yeah.
Dude, Josh, don't tease me with a good time. Um,
Don't let Mike do the modeling because we might get hit with copyright from the Hobbit people.
yeah.
So,
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then you'll get hey duded because it'll be like 1 foot will have a hey dude on,
Yeah.
and the other foot will just
Yeah.
the hair will be combed in the style of a hey dude, so it'll look like this.
you thought his beard was hairy.
We can do a collab with Bob's OnlyFans subscribers, so it'll be
Mhm.
great. Yeah, they'll get their feet featured in the game.
We got to hang
Um,
out with Reed and Yuval. I got to
Yes.
spend a ton of time
Yeah.
playing games with Andrew Styles.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
speaking of both Andrew and Yuval, congratulations to both of them.
Selling out.
Selling out. Their published
Yes.
games were selling out at their respective booths and
Yep.
sold out quickly. That makes me so happy for them and
Mhm.
just amazing. Just
You know, why don't publishers bring more games? You know,
right.
a little inside the
Great segue to we also saw Chad Elkins at 25th Century,
Hell
Yep.
yes.
and we got to meet Nathan Horton, who
Yes.
has a couple
Yeah.
games published through 25th Century.
including
Green Team Wins, most notably. Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool to meet the dude who designed Green Team Wins. Just like we played
Yeah,
your game
for sure.
so many times, man. Bob and I spent some time talking to Keith Mateka from Thunderworks.
Yep.
That's always fun. He gave me a bunch of dice for the tumbling dice.
That's right.
my
You
tumbling
that
dice
was your what was that? Your 7 and 8 player expansion kit, right?
yeah,
there?
that's right. Yeah, provided by Thunderworks. Not
Yeah.
a sponsor, but
They
could be.
could be.
It could be.
Yeah, and Andrew Styles is
another-
totally a sellout. Totally a sellout.
We made a new connection with the publishers of Eschaton, which is Archon Games, and
Oh, dude, I'm
specifically
so excited.
we met Petrus, and so we do now have a review copy of Eschaton, which has been talked about many times on our show.
Oh, I cannot
Yeah,
wait.
I love that aesthetic. Like every time you go by their
Cannot
booth, everything looks so cool.
Bob bought a bunch of dice.
Yeah, they had a
And some dice
badass
bags.
dice bag, flat
Yeah.
bottom, nice opening on it. $10 comes with 7 dice. Normally, you go to a
That was a
convention,
great
you're
deal.
paying like $20 a die. You know,
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought a ton of dice and some
Hey,
dice
see you-
bags.
See you tomorrow, Steph.
Yep.
Or later today, I guess.
Later today.
Enjoy
Have a
that
good day at
coffee.
work.
Enjoy work. Be safe.
Anybody drinking anything fun tonight? Since
Oh.
he asked, I am drinking Michter's. This is a crack of a bottle I've had since I did that Louisville trip.
I'm drinking that big ass Bullet 95 rye. I would be drinking that Walking Dead whiskey if we had any left, but that stuff was way too good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What's really funny, what I love about this is like I knew it was good because Bob is not always a whiskey drinker, and that dude was like, Bob was like, "Hey,
Hit
yeah,
me again.
a little more,
Hit me again.
a little more."
No ice, nothing straight. Like it was,
Oh,
it was
dude,
good. It was smooth.
Yeah, we were drinking it no ice. Yeah, just
Mhm.
neat, and it was amazing. Yeah, Dave, he got his notice today that Citizens of the Spark shipped. Awesome.
Nice.
That's very cool. I can't wait to play that game. It looks really neat.
Mm-hmm. I picked up a copy of what was that box that has the 2 games in there because we played that Emerald Skulls and I really enjoyed that betting system.
Oh, so you got Goblin Vaults and Emerald Skulls?
Yep. Yeah,
Yes.
and then they had the gear upgrade pack, so I picked that up too.
Yeah, those gear tokens are really nice.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of Thunderworks. I think they make great games. I like
Oh,
how their
snap.
world is congruous through so many of them. And their coins for a lot of their games are fantastic.
Really good.
I think I have more of their coins than any other publisher. They're great.
Oh, the Rossies bought a copy of Tumbling Dice.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm pretty
I
sure
hope
your
yours
version
is
will be
printed
wood
correctly.
too. It just won't have the base to put like the dice on it like Googs has. Yeah, because he's got the medium version is what it's called, which is a weird name for it, considering it's the biggest one I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
Most
I
of
will
them
say,
nowadays. What?
I will say, my Eagle Griffin version, we got a lot of plays on that board,
Even
And
though
we
the
had a-
board is wrong.
and we had a damn good time. We made it
Yeah.
right.
We did. We fixed it.
Yeah, Dave.
I
I hope your times 3 is backwards too. I want to know.
Yeah, right.
That would be
Send
funny.
a picture.
A whole print run.
Yeah.
Send a picture.
We also met. You're going to have to help me with the first name, but I'll let you guys take it away. The gentleman from TNT Laserworks, who
Oh, Ted.
is
Yeah.
making the game Sage and Stone.
Sage stones.
Sage
Thank you.
stones.
Yep. Don't church it up. It's just sage stones. When we get to our games played, that one will be talked about. They hosted an awesome event
Spoiler.
where Bob and I went and had some mead,
Yep.
played some games, took some pictures. Holy crap, Bob! We took pictures of us on the throne. I forgot to even share those.
Yeah.
We were having such a good time.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot to post those.
They're
Bad
on
at
my
posting.
phone. I can't get to them right now because
Yeah, they're on my phone too. I mean, I guess I can send it to
Wow.
Mike in the chat here.
I can't send them.
You could.
While
See
filming.
here.
But yeah, we met some awesome people there. Had a great time.
Yep.
I have. It's really interesting because Origins was kind of like a mixed bag. I feel like I had some mixed feelings because I felt like there were some big empty spaces in the vendor hall, which they hid well, but there were some big empty spaces, and and I feel like some of our friends did really well, and some of our friends were like, yeah, it was fine. As far as like a playing games experience and environment, I had a blast. I don't really have any complaints other than it was too damn hot in there the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like consistently it was too hot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was that bad, honestly, but I mean, it was not cool.
It was never cool.
Yeah. So something I could mention, so we didn't get a chance to play because they're not out yet. But hopefully they'll be coming out soon when we talk to Kurt from
Smirk and Dagger.
Yes, they've got. Hang on, I'm trying to get my pictures, but now
They've got like 4 or 5 games that are coming out.
Yeah,
that land at Gen Con that are going to be badass.
Yeah, so Boom Control looks super fun. Boom Control. Then there's this one game. I'm trying to find the name. What is it? Is that what?
Enthroned.
Yeah, so it's this big circle and it has all these like large plastic busts on it, and you have a card and it tells you who your person is, like who your bust is, and then there's like 3 lists underneath, and you either have to get your bust to the center or eliminate the 3 you have listed. But then there's this like hex, these little hex tiles, and you can choose certain, like one of them that are towards the top and move that one, and you put it toward the bottom of the thing, and everything slides up. And so as you're moving these pieces, your opponent, because it's just 2 players, is like, well, are they trying to move that to the center to win? Are they trying to move that so that I eliminate that piece? And so, there's that kind of like deduction thing going on in that cat and mouse. You can kind of see those hex pieces like toward the top right there. And so like if you are the top 2, you can use those pieces to move and kill things. If you're in like the top couple 4, whatever it is, you can actually move to win. And then when you're the bottom couple, you can't move them. So like once somebody moves a piece, you can't just turn and move the same piece again. You got to wait a few rounds before you get to there. But those minis are all like pretty good size, and they're gonna have a wash on them.
Have a wash that looks good.
Yeah, and that looks really interesting. So yeah, that one's gonna be coming out, and then they've got another one coming out that Barnes and Noble's picked up called A Place for All My Books, and it's all about sorting your book collection and admiring it and recharging your social battery enough so that you can go out and buy more books, bring them back to your collection, and resort them and whatnot.
This crushed it on Kickstarter. They did really well with it.
This game is what I wanted Shelfie Stacker to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you like Shelfie Stacker is like, oh, I'm going to organize my board games, right? But it's not really. Like this game is like literally you're organizing your book collection, and there's like different ways you can do it.
Yep, drawing cards to go and see like, oh, I want to have mine in this kind of an order, and you get points for doing it.
Yeah.
They did. This one's gotten a lot of buzz. Just to go back to Enthroned real quick, that one sounds really interesting. And you had Bob at Busts.
Yeah, right. You did. You did have Bob at Busts. Well done. Well done. Yeah, the fruit flies were out of control for some reason.
They were crazy.
There was a ton of fruit flies. But Chris reminded me, holy shit, we got to play games with Chris and hang out with Chris. And
We got to see
Patrick
Karen.
and Julia. I didn't play one game with Patrick, but I
Dude,
played
he
a
was
bunch of games
MIA
with
the whole
Julia.
time. Yep.
Yeah, I played some games with my sister and some of her friends.
Also, did not play a game with Patrick. I
I
did
think it was
sit
for
down at a
everybody.
table. I sat down at a Karen demo of If Then with Chris, so that counts. I logged that
There
one.
you go.
So
Yeah, we played games with Chris. I gave Karen hugs. Bob gave Karen hugs slightly before I did, which was a bummer.
go
But
time in.
we still made it happen.
Yep. And I tell you what, like, so I have my little pouch full of like those lifesavers and
Bree,
Ricolas. Yeah, dude, she was loving it. I come by every time and she's like, oh yeah. And like, so the end of the con on Sunday, like I gave her a couple more. She's like, you have been a lifesaver. I was like, no, these are lifesavers.
Yes.
It was pretty funny.
Yes.
But yeah, so
Bree from Arcane Wonders is super sweet, very nice. And I love her for many reasons, one of which is she makes me feel tall.
Yeah.
Yes. But there's so many better reasons to like her. But anyways, yeah, it was overall, man. The people make the show. I know that if I had just gone and played games with Mike and Bob, we would have had a great time and it would have been fine.
It'd been okay.
But we hung out with so many awesome people.
I was excited to see Jeff Ignatowski.
Oh my gosh, Jeff.
Yeah, he had his stroke, and man, like, you know, he was still moving a little slow, but he looked good for, you know, recently having two strokes technically
at the same time.
Yep. I've been listening to his podcast a lot. He does all like true crime and like cryptids and whatnot podcasts, which is really interesting. And yeah, so it was good to see him around and at the show. So hopefully he can do well.
Hey Mike, do you want to kill that comment, that spam comment in there?
Wait, let me find
it's right under Chris's comment.
Anything I click will like highlight it.
Go to it.
Okay. I don't know if I can get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I swear I've done it before, but since they changed some stuff, I'm struggling.
But
yeah, it was
nice
to finally meet Jeff, which I had not in person before.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I talked to him a few times.
That's all I meant to do.
And right after him, I finally got to meet Jason Dusenberry of Killer Mystery.
Yes. Yeah, it was great to meet him too. Get to talk to him and like just kind of hang out a little bit. I talked to him probably like 2 days before you guys did. Then made sure to bring you guys back around. But just man, he's a great dude. Like Bob was saying, it was so good to see Jeff just there. Unfortunately, what he went through really kind of reminds you of mortality and how you need to not take people for granted. When you see these,
he's a couple years younger than Tim and I.
Yeah, so he's like 21, I think.
Yeah, 23. We're 25.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, I'm so glad that he is, okay. It's awful what happened, but I'm so glad he is okay. And life's too short, man. It is way too short. Did get to talk to the Kinson Key guys a little bit. Well, we did ask them about our problem with Galactic Cruise, and they had an answer. I don't know that it was enough to sway my opinion.
No, the fact that 2, 2, and 2 just sounded good.
Right. But I will say, talking to those guys did reinforce my opinion of them, which I think they're really nice dudes, and I like them all quite a bit. So, hopefully they will watch that Galactic Cruise review and keep that in mind, because I do think they're a great bunch of guys, and they had a bona fide hit on their hands.
They did.
I'll just say that. We saw that game getting played everywhere.
I did end up buying the upgraded bits because if I'm going to play that game, I want to use the nicer bits. So,
and your copy's ready to take home, Bob. He's done shooting stuff on it.
Next time I'll probably get it Sunday. It's not like I'm going to play it tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I figured it would be Sunday. Also, a shout out to Chris and Shane from Invicta Rex. Is it Shane?
Yeah. No, Seth. You always say Shane.
God, I always say Shane.
Chris Helm and Seth. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, they were there. It was good to see them. Excited for that.
Speaking of like awesome guys.
Open.
Yeah. Speaking of awesome guys, really good to see them. And while Bob got to give the other people lifesavers, I dropped off a ton of cough drops for them because
Mhm.
they were running teaches of their game, and they were always busy. They were always busy. It looked like so that was really good to see. Also, shout out to Seppi. We got to play a super secret prototype of his.
Yeah.
It was super fun. No, Dave, have not played that new IV Studios game yet.
Ooh. Yeah. No, they weren't there, were they?
No, they weren't.
I was gonna say I didn't see them.
Yeah. I need to actually I meant to reach out to them about that, but I figured now I'll just wait till Gen Con because there'll be a Gen Con. And
So I was guessing the flies are all there because of all the undead.
that's
hey.
right. Yeah,
Ooh.
I bought a couple magnets off of Jim.
Yeah, I bought my big old poster of this guy.
Yeah, you did. Show that bad boy off.
Well, the poster's still wrapped up, but
No, that's
one
fine.
of these.
You can show that bad boy off though.
Yeah, but it's big. I'm excited to get that framed up.
And we kind of had a running joke because every time I went over to talk to Jim, his
He was
booth
busy.
was full.
Yeah.
And he was
Yep.
busy.
So he messaged
Same.
me like, "Hey, come visit me. The booth is slow."
Yeah.
So,
I know.
Yeah.
I was hovering. I was like vulturing over his booth for a while, just waiting on people to leave. Like, come on.
Get out of here. This guy's not that cool. Come on.
right?
Spoiler alert, he actually is.
Yep.
Love hanging out with him. And again, Jim, you and your wife, man, you guys always
Super
a
nice.
highlight for us to see. Well, especially now your wife, because she's even nicer than you are. You big old nerd. Yeah, I got Jim. Oh, right on. You got Jim to sign
Nice.
your copy first thing. That's
a good
the
call.
right thing to do.
Well, but you didn't ask us to sign the card. Wow, cool.
Oh,
Jeez.
wow. I didn't sign one damn card.
Nope, not one.
Yeah. Wow. Really? I had people come up and ask me.
Yeah, hover those thumbs right over the like button, por
That's
favor, and sub if you aren't.
Yeah.
How's
Good
Bob
call.
signing cards? Oh, hey, I got recognized by somebody. So just a shout out to Perrin, who came by the BA Games booth, told me he liked the show, said he's not in the Discord or anything like that. But hey, man, if you're watching, thank you so much for saying hi. It made my day. It really did. It's awesome for us. I would just speak for all of us. It's awesome for us when we get to hang out with people that watch the show. And whether they make games or not, it really is. When Andrew shows up and we make time to play games with him, it is a highlight. I had other people asking me to play games, and I'm like, look, I got a dude in from out of town, watches the show. They're all like, nope, go play games. I was like, I was going to anyways, but absolutely, and when I can, I will absolutely make time to do that, because it not only is it just like hey, I appreciate you, but I mean it's fun. I mean, we have a good time. We play Tumbling Dice with and what was it, Ichi, or what was it, Ito? What was the stupid game we kept failing at?
Ito.
Yeah, we kept failing at Ito. It was terrible, but I had a great time playing. There we go.
Hey,
There's
what's up,
Sam.
Sold out of Outrun the Bear.
So awesome to meet Sam in person. I probably visited his booth every day just to say hi to him and talk to him. And to hear more about Button Kingdoms. I'm really glad that has got some legs again and looks like it's going to launch, because it's a game that really deserves some attention. It was really neat. And actually some of the changes they made sound really cool with that bidding. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, guys. What else you got before we get into those top 5 games we played it, or just any games? But
we met Haywood Banks. We didn't meet Haywood Banks. But we
didn't meet Haywood Banks, but we saw Haywood Banks in concert, and
that was awesome.
Amazing. It was super fun. I don't know that I've ever seen Mike laugh so hard.
Yeah,
Mike was giggling. Tell me I'm wrong, Mike, and I will.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the Haywood Banks humor goes like all the way back to, like teenage years,
Absolutely.
so it brought me back. I think the one, and I just love some of his really dumb pun jokes. Those get me a
Yeah.
lot. And there was one he told that I just lost it. And it was, yeah, my memory's so bad I started taking Prevagen and actually gave it to some hummingbirds. They
Oh,
still don't remember the lyrics, though.
yeah. 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 No, his jokes were great. I loved it when he
Mhm.
started talking about something and then just stopped and then would
Yeah.
like go into a joke, which would then lead into the thing he was just talking about. Like I loved his joke setups. Were really good. They're
Uh-huh.
really good.
And that piece of paper that he just kind of, multiple pieces of folded paper that he
Yeah.
was
Kept going back
supposedly
to
pulling his jokes off of and flipping it over and then dropping them on the
that one was
floor
good.
when he was done with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he'd drink like water and then just throw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Like when he's clunk.
But then he takes requests. They're like, toast. He's like, yeah, don't worry. We'll get the toast.
We'll get to that
We'll get to toast.
We'll get to that one. Hey, he sang that Notre Dame song. I was very happy.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
That was really good. I
That's a
love that
deep
song.
cut. That's a deep
It is.
Haywood cut. That's
It
a
is.
deep cut on a comedian. That's a deep cut in himself. So yeah, and I got to hear it in OSU country. It was even better.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, except that's who you guys lost to. But hey, who's keeping track?
Listen, they don't got a song about them.
Yeah, they don't have a song. That's true. They don't have a Haywood Banks song. So,
They do not. We're already winning.
um,
But yeah, it was awesome to see some of the booths. We talked to the Flawed people. Got a little bit with the Flawed people. Got to see them. They popped in on the live stream for a second. Well, Kathy did, the wife of the designer of Flawed, and Ken's super cool, really nice guy. And it's really, I was talking to him a little bit about sort of the rise of TCGs in the hobby. Like some of them seem to be having some more staying power now. So that's pretty cool. Oh, Chris, I did not mention that. Yeah. So John Barrowman from Doctor Who and Torchwood.
High five.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing is I was talking on the phone to my wife and I was like off in sort of like a empty area of the vendor hall, like in the back. And I saw John Barrowman go walking by and I knew that he was walking from his booth, right? So I knew he'd be going back that way. So I was like talking to Kelly. And I was like, if I just talk to her until I see him like start to come back, maybe I can like say something to him. So I see him start to come back and I tell my wife, hey, I love you. Bye. I got to go. So I let her go. And so I just kind of run up to John Barrowman and I'm like, hey, don't want to bother you. Can I get a high five? Love you, all your stuff. Follow you on your socials, which I do. All that's true. High five. I said, have a great show. Love you and see you later. Yeah, it was very cool for me just to get like that tiny little minute with him. He was very friendly. I mean, he looked kind of tired, like
Sure.
oh, I've just
Been on all day,
Yeah. Yeah, but I do not hold that against him at all because it's a whole thing. And the fact that I even got a high five was great because I did totally ambush him. And he probably thought he had a moment of peace.
Right. But at least you didn't try to hound him. Like you just, boop, gone, let him go.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
In and out, man.
Well,
in and out.
Well done, Dave. Well done. And your team has more fully intact Achilles. So I'll give you guys that.
I'll just say, watch out for the
actually,
Pacers
especially
in 2
since
years.
the Pacers had 3 of those this year. But well done, man. We're really missing some great people. Time for me to jump in on a few. The Smiths from the Board Game Mechanics. They're from Ohio. It's always great to see them. It's really just a day trip for them. Always great to see them. I did get to play a game with them that I really enjoyed and put on this list. So anytime Jason's willing to teach a game, I'm always in because he and I actually have some pretty similar taste in Euros.
Yes.
Also, we saw Sean Jacquemin from Kids Table Board Games.
Dude,
Always great to
Sean.
see him.
Love him.
Yep. Great dude. And of course, they always have great stuff coming. We actually, I won't spoil any less, but we did play one of their newer upcoming games that I will talk about in some capacity tonight. Yeah. Oh, Origins is a great show. If you want to sit down and play games with people, you can do that the entire time easily. If you
Yeah.
want to buy new games at Origins, no, there aren't as many as Gen Con, but it's easy to traverse and you can find everything easily.
You're gonna find a lot of good games there, though, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, like you said, it was a really great con. It's really one of my favorites because of the mix of publishers in easy open game space access.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm glad you got to meet Tom Vassell. He's walking around there, and
Wearing Tim's hat.
dude is super approachable and is always very friendly. I mean, he knows how important he is and what he is to the community, and he does a very good job of representing that. So I'm always glad to hear, when somebody like that is really nice. I've never seen him turn people down for pictures. He's very accessible. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really awesome.
Sure.
And yeah, Dave,
Yep.
Origins is pretty great. I would say though, if I could only go to one convention every year, it might be QSCon.
I know.
Yeah,
If it didn't double the drive time, I would really make it every year. But
Yeah.
8 hours is
It's got to be like an
unfortunately-
every other year, probably for me, if I can do it.
Yeah, we'll figure out ways to coordinate on that in the future, of course.
But the people that I get to see and the games I get to play
Mhm.
are always sort of the most important things.
Hey, cool.
Hey, yes, Perrin.
Nice.
Thank you for saying hi and not just lurking. I'm not gonna lie, dude. You totally made my day. I ran around and told everybody that I was recognized. So thank you so much for saying hi. I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks. Now Tim thinks he's like famous or something.
Yeah, right. Bob, you're just mad you weren't there. If Bob was in the booth, I would have pointed him out to you because Bob was helping, but he was probably there about 30 minutes after you were. But really, Perrin, the 30 seconds you took to do that really made my day, man. I really do appreciate that. I do not underestimate how much we appreciate that. And thank you for watching and lurking.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to lurk. We don't expect you to participate, but if you ever want to, please do.
I do it when I watch other channels all the time. I lurk on the full 42 way more than anybody realizes.
Oh, sure.
But
I felt
guys,
bad because
right?
I went to bed early on Monday and didn't watch their show until the next day.
I did too. That was not a lurking day for me. I actually had to message Mike and ask what his favorite 04 movie was because I was curious and I didn't see it.
You should have asked him what his favorite 05 movie was because they got the list wrong.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
but
Chris
yeah,
messed it
QSCon
up.
does have cake made by herself there. And maybe the only cake that's actually made a thumbnail, in case you didn't notice. So you can big time people, Diana. Your cake has made our thumbnail more than once, actually.
Yeah. No, listen, the Rossies are epic. Do not let them. QSCon is delicious. Aggressively polite. Who's aggressively polite? Maybe me. But no, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much for commenting. I really appreciate it. Also, mostly because now people know you're real and I didn't just make that up. Right? Because you guys never saw that comment before. That dude's a new commenter.
Man, Tim is just taking his trolls to a new level,
Tim
creating a new account just to comment on the show. He even got a picture of some rando in a hat to do it with. That's impressive.
Yeah, man. I wear many hats.
The steps he takes.
I'm sure we'll go all night, like suddenly remembering the people we ran into
yes,
at Origin.
You're right, Mike. Let's go.
Yeah.
But we do have a list eventually, and 43 minutes in is probably, I guess, as good of not as good of a place to start as ever. Oh, that is shots fired. We've never ever messed up a list over here on the rundown. We run a very tight ship.
Dave, if you watch, they messed up because Chris thought it was 05, but it was actually supposed to be 04. And Chris did the thumbnail wrong. It was hilarious. It was the first 5-10 minutes of them was just arguing like a married couple over who was right and wrong. And
I gotta go
Dukes
back.
was right. It was so good.
I gotta rewatch that then. That's hilarious.
And Luca makes an appearance, which is awesome. That dude, that little guy is so cute, and he's grown up so fast. Like,
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, it's awesome. Baby Kibi will be there soon.
Yeah, no kidding.
But all right, let's get into this list.
Indeed. It is the top 5 games that we played at Origins. Could be a good one. I did look. I logged 49 plays at Origins. Now, yes, 20 of them are a game that are on this list. Sounds like you guys played it a lot too, but I just love this game and I'll take any excuse to play it.
Thank you, David. Thank
Well
you,
done.
not cousin David. Appreciate that.
Well done.
Yikes.
Let's hear him, Trevor. Yeah, let's
yeah,
see
there
him.
you
There you go.
That's what's up.
Yeah, well done. So, and eventually we got to get to a list. So, let's do that now, I guess. And per usual, that means we start with Bob's number 5.
All right. So my number 5 is actually a game I played quite a few times, but I got a chance to play it with the designer and his lovely wife with the new, not yet released expansion with the leaders. I'm talking Zombie Survival Infection. That was a really good time. I forget the other gentleman's name that was with us, but he was a friend of Jim's, helping him out to demo. He's going to be demoing, I think, at Gen Con. So he's just kind of getting some plays in. But that was really cool. So you have like a leader card now, and they've got like an asymmetrical ability, and you get a choice of 2 different cards that go with them that you choose, and you bury one so people don't know which one you chose. And yeah, man, Kat took the Skinwalker and she started building up a lead. Jim tried to warn us because she's the Skinwalker. So when she gets infected, she doesn't lose as many people because they're kind of out roaming about anyway and look kind of creepy as it is. So you don't lose as many of your people to the infected. And yeah, she was just managed to weather our barrage of attacks and kill us all. So, but that was a really good time.
Yeah, I saw the leaders like player boards
Mm-hmm.
and all that. Man, I mean, just more good stuff. Really.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If you enjoy the game, you'll like the leaders, right? It's because it's going to add more asymmetrical powers. Just more stuff to do. Look at that sexy card right there. I never seen
that card's so good looking.
It's the original loose
This is the
board.
original one, but yes.
Yeah, it gets better.
It gets better. They pull that board off there, and behind the board, it's too sexy.
Too sexy. No, it's too
It's
sexy.
too sexy. But yeah, so if you like kind of like take that games and whatnot, this game, it plays out just like you think a zombie apocalypse would. You start out normal, you're luring citizens into
Recruiting.
Recruiting. Luring sounds a little more mischievous.
Predatory.
Into your encampment with candy. And
can't help but say predatory. We need a white
whiskey.
band card.
Yeah, white van. Come on in. We have whiskey and candy. But yeah, it's great though. And then somebody gets bitten, and then instead of gaining people, you start losing people, and it's so kind of a race to the bottom there. And whoever's left last wins, unless the zombies kill both the remaining survivors at the same time. In which case, the zombies can pull out a victory. So
yeah, Jim had a great booth set up there. Great art.
Yeah.
Available. I watched him sell a bunch of copies. I watched a bunch of people playing the game. So I'm really hoping the show went well for him because, we wouldn't champion a game like that if we didn't genuinely, love it as much as we do. So
Hey.
there it is. There it is.
The improved version.
Yeah, the improved version.
of
Yeah,
the
we
code.
I've got the game. I got it sleeved. I get it played. I will. It's what do we say, Tim? It's easy when you like the game.
It's easy when you like the game.
So
And a description I'll use a little bit later. It's co-op until it's not.
right, exactly, exactly.
That's a great mechanic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, on. All right, well, I'll get into my number 5 then. So the ironic thing about my number 5, it was a new to me game that replaced a new to me game, but apparently the new to me game is like 10 or 15 years old. Yeah, no, David, is it bad the folks on the cards look better than the real thing? Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. He did spruce us up a bit.
Yeah.
As someone that needed a makeup applied to be on a nationally aired television show. Anyways, but this new to me old game that I played that just blew me away, and I had the best time playing it. Take five, baby.
Yeah.
Take 5. Holy shit, this game was so much fun. I got it from Amigo. I bought the Bonanza. I got the 20th or the anniversary edition of this.
Anniversary editions. They're nice.
But man,
6 Imp, also as it's also called, just for those at home.
Yeah, everyone needs makeup. Yeah, no, that's fair, Trevor. I'm not special. I get what you're saying. No, but Take 5 was awesome. Take 5 was so much fun. I played this game. I don't know that I played this game without Andrew. Well, I guess technically I played it with Brandon and Nikki. Maybe they showed it to me first. Oh yeah, because it was me and them and Googs and maybe Eric and Alicia, and we were playing like Llama, and then I forget what else we played, and they busted out Take 5 also from Amigo. And I will just say, buy this game. Just buy it. It's so good. Yeah, special, but not in the way you want to be special. Like the way your mom tells you you're special.
And Chris, this was my first time playing it as well.
Same. Me too.
Yeah, Chris, we're not all as worldly as you.
Heard of it? Never played it.
But holy crap, this game was amazing. It was
so
much fun. It was rowdy. We had a great time. Like, I never had a bad time playing this, even when I was doing terribly. But I mean, and it really, like, it is similar to Cabango, where you've got like a row of cards and you're going to play a card from your hand. And you hope that that goes well for you. But yeah, it never went well for me, and I didn't care. Like, it was always fun because your card played is going to go in the row closest to the number at the end of that row. If it is the 6th card, you are going to take that whole row and score those as points, which is unfortunate, and leave that one card there for the future rows, for those to come. If you play Expedition 33, you will leave that card for everybody else in future rounds. This game was awesome, super easy to teach, really fun. Everybody had a great time playing it. Lots of cussing and yelling and screaming, and it was never boring.
The unpredictability of this is just so fun, because if you play a number that's lower than one of the existing numbers, you wipe a row. You're basically saying, all right, I'm okay absorbing these points. And then you just watch the cards file in, not knowing that one of these rows is going to disappear.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you think you're totally safe, but you're taking on like 15 points in what you thought was a safe card. The unpredictability is hilarious and really fun.
Yeah, so Take 5 was my number 5.
I want to try this at a higher player count.
Oh, yeah, Bob. Oh, Bob, you weren't playing. You were playing Relative Space. We played this at like full player count, right? We played.
Like 10.
Yeah, we played it at a very high player count.
Yeah, no, Relative Space was great though. I really enjoyed Relative Space.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. But yeah, Chris, you are not wrong. Fair. Mike, I highlight that again.
You're good.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Exactly, Chris. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why I like playing games with Chris, because we have the same meter on the game. So it's like, oh. I'm trying to think of a game I played with Chris that I didn't have a good time playing. Chris is pretty fun to play games with. Don't tell him I said
well, the one I demoed with them was not my cup of tea.
Shoot.
But it's not because of Chris or the teacher Karen. It's just not my type of game. Sorry,
that
Chris.
Arcane Wonders. Damn.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So we'll not make this list or even an honorable. Sorry. All right. So since I'm the one that did not work at this booth, I guess I'll allow you to steal a full 42 rule and replace the game if you guys wish. But
not gonna do it.
I did sit down for a demo of this. We played a prototype last year. Comes to Kickstarter very soon. I was so happy to play, enjoy, and refresh on the rules of Goats and Goblins from BA Games.
Still
Nice.
making my list. It's that good.
This is such a fun push your luck game. Basically, you're a goblin, you've lost your goat down a hole, and so you are going to pick a number of cards that you're willing to reveal from this deck in the search of goats that will reveal goblins, or haven cards that ruin and end your expedition. If they total 3, you are done. But when you choose a number of cards that you're willing to reveal from this deck to find your goat, other people are then going to simultaneously decide if they're in or if they're out. If you succeed, all the people that are in get their choice of the spoils. The cave leader will then divvy them up however they see fit. But if you fail, only the people that are out get the gold and the special ability cards, which can be very useful out of the deck. And so I played this game with a bunch of people that actually signed up for a demo, and Sam knew there was an extra spot, so he sat in. And we had a really fun game where only 2 people were in, and the rest of the table was out, and this was a 6-player game. And everybody blew their reveal 2 card, which forces the cave leader to reveal 2 extra cards, regardless if they caved in or not. And they did that 3 more times. So that was like roughly 6 cards plus 6 more. And they still freaking succeeded. So those 2 people split up like 12 cards, and one of them ended up winning at the end. But it's so short, it's so quick that, like, stuff like that can happen, and it's hilarious, and you don't mind because you're just going to re-rack and play again. This game is so fun. I love that kind of simultaneous, decision of staying in or out. And the player interaction is a lot of fun. Goats and Goblins from BA Games is my number 5.
Nice.
I figured there would be some overlap if I chose that, but if you guys want to replace it, feel free. But I was going to use it.
I'm going to talk about it anyways.
It's fun.
No,
it's a great game.
Great.
Really enjoy it.
Great, and I'm excited about it.
Yep. We'll have a preview of this very soon. I'm sure you'll see that on their Kickstarter when it launches in July.
Hell yeah.
Yep. We got our preview copy. So
Hell yeah.
very excited to cover it. Tons of fun.
Sans the instructions, but that's okay.
That's all right. We'll make them up.
That's right.
It's so easy. Yeah. We'll make up rules. That'll be a great preview video. Can't wait.
Chris, Goats and Goblins is coming to Kickstarter next month.
Yep.
Not sure on the exact date because that might be a little bit of a moving target, but I will say watch for it next month. It's happening.
I will say that the date that Sam Stockton told us was July 22nd. So I'd be looking at that day. July 22nd. House of Origins, that was their launch date.
Potentially subject to change, but...
Of course, yes. But that's currently the suggested date.
Yep.
All right, that's our number 5s, which I guess means we move on to number 4.
So my number 4, unfortunately, I had to play a lot of games with Tim over Origins.
It's rough.
But
it is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, all those people there, and I still managed to find him at the table. But we actually went to a special event to play this game and check it out. We met the really nice people who made it. Their wonderful marketing manager. And I tell you, Sage Stones is a bunch of fun. It comes in like this little scroll that like rolls up. It's made of leather. And then you unroll it. That's the board. It's got 2 zipper pouches with all the bits in it. What you're seeing there is they have a fancy board that's like laser done and lacquered up, and it hangs on a wall. It's very nice, like an heirloom quality type of dealio. I think it plays 6 people, or is it 8
Yes.
people? Yeah, 6
It's
people.
6.
You have different colored stones, and you're rolling those 3 6-sided dice. But it's 3d3, right? So there's 1, 2, 3 twice on each of those dice. You roll those dice; it's going to tell you a number. You're going to place a stone on on that number's column. Now that board technically does wrap the short way, but what happens is if you have a color down, somebody else puts a color down, and then you sandwich that other colored pieces between your colored pieces, all those pieces in between come off the board. And you're trying to get all of your pieces on the board. And if you roll triples, you get to go again. If you roll a 1, 2, 3, like I did repeatedly, you lose your turn. But it's a very kind of simple game, but there is some deep strategy in the trying to figure out where you want to place your pieces, making sure you're paying attention to like the wrapping of the board and everything else. But yeah, it was really good. And the fact that Tim, do you have your copy close by?
No, but I'll grab it later.
Okay, yeah, because when it rolls up, it's got little buttons on it. It snaps up. It looks like a scroll. There it is, right there. Yeah, and it just rolls up into this little tiny tube like this, and then you unroll it. You unzip the pouches, and you have all your pieces on one side. You have the rules on the other, which you won't need. And
you won't need it.
You can play it anywhere. And
I will tell you, Perrin, if you're going to be at Gen Con, they will be there. Demo it. It's worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure. Really cool. Very simple to table abstract game. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, high player count, and you get too high. You get a real high player count. You play. I think you play 8 stones instead of 10 stones.
Yep.
But still, it was really fun. So.
Yeah, Chris. Those boards are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
I will say that this booth was one of my favorite booths to stop by and visit with because the husband and wife behind the whole thing were just awesome people to be around. Their whole team was super cool, very friendly, really fun. And then the game was super fun. Just like Bob was saying, like being so simple and straightforward, like the choices were spicy and really interesting. I mean, it was so good. I demoed it, right? I demoed it by myself. I drug Bob to the event. I'm like, Bob, you're going to like this game. Spoiler alert, Bob liked the game. The event was great. They had mead. They were dressed up. There's pictures of us with a throne, which is fun.
I sent those to Mike in the chat.
Bob and I lost in the first round. And then we went back on Sunday and made Mike play a demo. And Mike, I would not have had you sit through the demo if I didn't love that game, because on Sunday we were just trying to get through the hall and say goodbye to people. Yeah. But I really thought you would get the full experience of the game, and just see it for yourself. It was worth the couple extra minutes that it took, and for me to just get to play it again. They do a great job. It's really cool. I'm really pulling for them. They are bringing it up. It's going to be newer, right, to the hobby, and so they're really just kind of breaking out. And I'm excited for these people. That's my sassy throne pose.
We can't say with who, but they talked about a collaboration with some other people that were there, and if that works out, that could make for some really cool boards. There's Tim and I vying for the throne.
We're fighting over the throne.
Gosh, dang it. My bad. I tried to maximize this, and next thing you know, it's gone. Anyway, as you were.
We had a fight for the throne there, and we see who won.
That's me sad.
Yep.
There's me playing it with my buddy John. Was really excited to see. I haven't played a game with him in ages. And there's Haywood Banks.
Haywood Banks.
Yay.
Yep.
Well done.
Carcassonne.
Yeah, that was fun.
Best at 2? I don't know. I think it plays fine at higher player counts.
More people.
Couldn't tell you.
That's weird. Surprised by that.
I've had a good time playing it 2, but I don't know that I would say best at 2.
No, that's really surprising, actually. But I haven't played it enough to know. But I don't know.
I would say best at 2 if you don't want to get messed up
You don't
Or
really
you
mess
people-
with your board too much.
Yeah.
I'd say 3.
Otherwise, you play something down that 4 other people play. By the time it gets back to you, you're like, well, shit, that's
Mhm.
not what I wanted to do.
Right. I guess I find that more interesting. Oh shoot, Trevor.
surprising.
Come on, be nice, Trevor. Be nice.
I agree. Anyway,
Salt.
Okay. So my number 4, since 2 games on my list have been stolen, borrowed. I'm just gonna do a 4-way tie at number 4. So I had Take 5 at number 5, and at number 4 I'll have a 4-way tie.
eating.
Absolutely cheating. But hey, it's my show. I do what I want. Come on. Mike.
That's it. That's an
Give me-
honorable
give-
mention, sir.
Give me the cart. Give me the cart.
I do what I want.
Thank you.
My body.
Listen, if you got a dude on your show that can do a perfect Cartman impression, you use it when you can. It's been underutilized.
You lean into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, you should have been there when I did the karaoke of "Come Sail Away" and all Cartman, and people were into it until they realized I was butchering the end. Only because that's what Cartman does is butcher the end.
Listen,
Yes.
you got to stay in character and commit to the bit.
Commit to the
Like
bit.
they were legitimately mad at me.
Like no,
Anyway,
no, they
I
don't
can't
get
believe
it.
they thought I was actually trying to sing in that voice for that.
They don't get it. They don't get it then.
No,
They don't get it. Mike's got a great voice. Don't tell him I said that. Okay, so
Wow.
my four at 4, Goats and Goblins. Everything that
Hmm.
these guys said, I got to
Very
teach it.
unoriginal.
Yeah, Steph. Guess what? On my show, it does. It does mean that.
I mean, I'm down for a 4-way, Tim, but it's not what I had in mind.
It's very unoriginal.
Bob.
So
You
I'll
would be
allow
down
you
for
to
this.
use.
You would be down
Another
for this
one.
4-way, though. You'd be down for this 4-way. Goats and Goblins,
Fine,
right?
fine.
Awesome
Okay.
time.
I'll
Uh,
save mine for honorables.
Got to teach the game. It was amazing. Got to also play Sage Stones with some people that I really liked, and Bob and Mike.
Also
so that was fun.
unoriginal.
Also got to teach and sell a copy of Wildside.
Very unoriginal.
For our friend of the show, Wes. I even tried to pitch it like this. Before I set up Wildside, I go, have you guys ever played a game developed by a predator? I let them interpret what kind of predator. Anyways, got to play Wildside. Really enjoy every opportunity to
Hey,
do
this
that.
has more ratings now. Sweet.
And the last one, and yeah, Dave, they hate me because they ate me. That's right, brother. The last one I'll throw on here because I needed to make it 4 for a 4-way tie is Bob and Reed and I played a Twin Sons variant of Star Wars Unlimited.
Oh, yeah. I
And
never put that in my games played.
Reed brought his super fancy
Yeah.
Pro-
I stood no chance.
pro tier decks. Bob
Yeah.
played his own deck.
Just built 3 days prior.
Oh, you fool. To be fair, you lasted longer than Reed did, right?
That's true.
I killed
Right.
Reed with Derpy Luke and Darth Sidious. And
Yeah.
then I killed Bob in the same round. It was
Hey, even I had my, because I took my 2 better decks and meshed them together to make my Twin Sons deck.
Yeah.
Then I had my 3rd kind of poopy deck that was the standard deck, and I lasted a lot longer than I thought I would against his little pro tier deck. But
dude. Bob,
it was brutal.
if you would have told me you were playing one of Reed's decks, I would have believed you because you were in the mix.
Yeah,
You were in the mix.
but
But
you
you had
gonna
the dumbass
dude takes
wild
like
card.
6th place in Canada or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
that Krennic is crazy.
Dude, his deck was amazing.
Yeah.
But very, very fun. We're going to do, I guess we can announce it now. We're going to
Sure.
start working on a Star Wars Unlimited show with Reed. So
It'll be a
Bob,
unlimited show.
so Bob and Reed and I are going to do a once a month Star Wars Unlimited show. And we're going to talk about the meta. We're going to go on with some of that. Oh shit. Okay, Wayne, really fast. I'm just going to tell you breakers. That guy is going to be at Dice Tower East. I'll talk about it later. But yes, I'll message you on the side. because one of the brothers is from the Tampa area. But yes. Yeah. All right, Wayne. Okay, that's my number 4 is Goats and Goblins, Wildside, Star Wars Unlimited. And,
Wow, just those 4. Huh,
just those
okay.
4.
Cool.
I do want to say that while you're talking about one of your number 4s,
Yep.
it did
Oh,
allow
wait.
me. It reminded me to update that I had played Sage Stones. So that means that I hit 50 plays over Origins.
Nice.
So haha, milestone. Woo! I think the designer won that, so he must be a bad teacher.
No, I won that. Thank you very much.
Dang it. I have to update my BG stats.
Yeah, you better.
Sam, if that's what's going to happen, man, that's what's going to happen. Thankfully, it's only once a month. But
Oh wow.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Hey,
All right,
Evan.
Hey, what
Evan?
up?
I
Yeah,
can't
so as
stress
far as
enough
like
how awesome it was hanging out with Sam and getting to visit him. Anyways, Mike.
Yeah,
Timmy
so
got tatted up for the ordeal.
stay tuned for our top 5 things that we're missing from Origins list, where Evan Halbert will be a crossover, 3-way
I have
crossover.
nobody to fix my busted arm.
Yeah. You know what? It's a good thing this wasn't like hottest things we saw at Origins, because that would have been Matt Ryan in his Centurion costume.
Yeah, no kidding. Right?
Centurion.
I have-
threw him
Oh,
to
I
the
have
ground.
pictures of that.
He was playing Biggest Dickus.
You-
I didn't want to offend
Oh,
anybody
so
with
good.
a half-hour slideshow. Otherwise, I would have provided those Matthew Ryan photos.
So good.
Hey, here we are.
Woofly.
Woofly.
Thank you, Evan, for getting the joke.
Throw him to the floor.
Woofly.
Throw him to the floor again, sir. Yes.
All right. So my number
you know,
4.
Sorry, real quick. We forgot to mention cool people. Steve Fortenberry.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great to see him again. And he reminds me of John Cleese.
A little bit. I
A
can see
little
it.
bit. I
He's
could
not
definitely
tall
see
enough.
him. Huh? Yeah,
not
he's tall enough. Yeah.
No, he's
And
not
he-
tall enough.
What? Yeah, he is.
Cleese is like 6'2".
Yeah, and Steve is
He's
like
shorter
what, 6
than me.
foot?
No, yeah, maybe. He's not that tall.
Wow.
He's taller than you,
So is everyone except for Bree.
except for Bree.
That's a low bar.
Very low bar.
Like 5'5".
I'm not
Very
even up to
literally.
Mike's beard yet. Mike has pledged
He's trying to. We're seeing
grow
what,
his beard.
what
until
happens
it
first. Tim
touches
gets
the
tall
top
with the
of my
beard, and the
head.
beard gets blown off to Tim.
I actually trimmed it before Origins to make Tim feel shorter. So.
Yeah. Mike's gonna look like freaking ZZ Top. It's gonna be down to his belly button. It's gonna touch the top of my head. I'll be like, finally, you can stop, sir.
Okay. My number 4. So this is actually a 2019 game that was new to me. I was sitting in the back there, and next thing you know, I look back, and some of the QSCon crew was there. That was the Rossi, Giuliano, and also Chad and Jesse, who we met at QSCon. And they grabbed me and tied me to a chair,
Ooh,
and then forced me to play a flip and right called Trails of Tucana.
yeah.
Let me
This
just
game's
say, Chad and Jesse,
fantastic.
also awesome people. Like, got to
Mhm.
hang out with them. So
Indeed.
please continue. Sorry, Mike. Yeah.
Great little flip and right. You've got your own. You've got not this year, Evan. Unfortunately, it's too far for us to do every year, and we went last year, so every other year type of thing, probably for the rundown.
Evan, you fly me out, I'll be there.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, right.
Same.
I have some sick days I could take.
Same.
So Trails of Tucana, you flip 2 random terrain cards, and you're going to look at your player board and find out where those 2 terrains connect, and you're going to draw a line between them. What you're trying to do is get these relics to connect to these ports on the edge of the map, or you can get bonus points by connecting ports to other similar numbered ports on the other side of the map. You're going to keep doing that until the deck runs out, and then as you start to connect these, you're going to circle this up here, for the points that you'll score at the end of the round when the card runs out, and that's how many points you score for the round if you're able to connect these relics to their ports. And it sounds so simple, but it's like really strategic, and it's very much like path
It
optimization.
sounds like a Karuba flipping right. Like,
Yeah, really. I was about to say it feels so much like Karuba, where you're trying to share these paths, but you just don't know what order they're going to come out or which terrains you need to connect.
hey, Mike, can
Those
you
guys are
explain Karuba to Bob because he's never played that, and I really
no,
think he'd
no.
like
I
it.
heard
Fuck.
that. Yeah, that's
You've
what I heard.
played
But man,
Karuba, right?
yeah, this is great. This really feels like a more in-depth Karuba roll and write. I really want a
Nice.
copy of this now. Trails of Tucana, a flip and write, plays in like 25 minutes, and just trying to do like a path optimization puzzle on your player board and rack up these
I
points here. Plus, if you can connect similar numbered ports to each other, you get there's like public scoring you get for it. Really fun flip and write. Highly recommend Trails of Tucana.
I don't know if you were playing it when I walked up and saw people playing it, but everybody was like, "Oh, this is really good."
Yeah, I played
so-
that at JuliaCon. one time.
Yes. Optimization puddle. Very much like the puddles that you'll find in Beach Day.
Ooh, ooh,
Optimization puddle.
shockingly good game.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to find the most backhanded way to compliment that game.
I left that as an honorable since it's not out, even though Ghosts and Goblins is out. I gave it an edge. I gave it an edge over Beach Day, but we'll talk about it in honorables. We'll have plenty.
Oh yeah,
Only logged 50 games, so I don't. I mean, I got
Only
way more
50.
than I got way more than 5 to talk about. So
only 50.
we'll be fine. There you go. That wraps up the number 4 games. I guess that means we're back to Bob for numero tres.
Number 3.
Don't steal my number 3, Bob.
I'm going to. It's right here.
It might be.
It probably is.
Bob and I
Good to see you,
played a
Chris.
lot of
Thanks
games.
for tuning
I
in.
wasn't lying when I said that I kept finding myself at the table with Tim all friggin' week.
Hey, Chris,
And,
we love you. Have a good night, man. We'll see you on the
See you, Chris.
Chris,
and
we
we'll see you at
look
Gen
forward to
Con,
seeing
man.
you at Gen Con and checking out all the new stuff from Arcane Wonders.
Yeah. So my number 3 is a really unique deck builder where you're not just
Oh.
building one deck, you're building 2.
Oh, Bob and I are going to have the same number 3. This is what I had as my number 3.
Cheating.
So you have a deck for your systems, and that's going to be like your engineering system. Yes, last command. You have your engineering system, your comm system, and then your like attack. Was it tactics system? And then you have a spots underneath for crew members that you're going to assign to each of those different systems and a crew deck. And so as you're drawing cards, you're drawing 1 at a time, up to 3, choosing from which deck you want to draw from. And then you're spending energy to put these systems out into the right spaces. And then you can assign crew members to any of the systems that you want. And you do that because they're going to add power to those systems so you can play more cards there. Plus, they're going to give you. Plus, they're going to give you. They're going to trigger effects that happen on those cards that are in your system. And it was just a really unique way to. Because sometimes you're building a deck builder and you're trying to get cards to combo off each other, but you're just like, man, I can never get those 2 cards to happen together. Well, those cards will kind of stay out until you go to draw and you can't draw. And then when you go to shuffle your discard pile, then you kind of wipe. So if I run out of crew members and I want to draw a crew card and there's no crew cards left, I take all my crew cards that are in play, shuffle them with my discard pile and make a whole new deck. And that way, when I can replay them back out again and get my like coming into play abilities again, and then maybe move them to different to different systems and whatnot. And it was just a really interesting take on deck building, and I really want to play more of this.
Really, yeah. Bob. I'm just gonna jump in because
Sure.
This is my number 3 as well. This was a really cool take on deck building, like 1v1. Like it really felt like 2 capital ships, right? Just blasting each other.
Yeah.
And it was an intense back and forth. And this battle it went I mean, it was very swingy.
Yeah, because like you're dealing damage, but then you're playing cards to repair yourself, and then you're putting malfunctions in the other person's deck, and then they draw those, take damage, they get rid of them, but then you draw a card to replace it. So now you're out cards, but you're just taking that kind of constant damage. And it was really interesting.
This was designed by Ty McDonald. He was at the Around the Stump Games booth. I don't want to say that like he was just at their booth, but he was at Sam's booth.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for Sam, we wouldn't have seen this game. And this game was so good. The Last Command, it was so good. It was really fun. And the way the markets work, right? Like I need this kind of system to fire off, or I need this kind of worker, you know what I mean? Like specialist.
Yeah. Right.
To slot in that system. And the great thing is that these specialists could go really in any system and be very effective. So it's not like I just needed these guys for this one and these guys for this one and these guys for this one. Like it really spread itself out really well so that you could like pop them, in and out and make them work. And also the really unique way that things stayed in play until they don't.
Right.
I really liked. So there's some tactics there. Really awesome game. Absolutely my number 3. Super fun. And maybe like the biggest discovery of the convention, like out of published
I had no
games.
clue about it at all. And then, like when he kind of described it, I was like, man, I had kind of like had that thought before. Like, I want to have like, well, Mike and I had talked about doing like bag building and having different bags for different things. And this is kind of like that in card form, where you're like, you're building all these different systems out. You're like, oh, I want this gun, I want this gun, I want that comm station, I want this engineering station, and then you're drawing those and using them, and you're putting them into play and getting these large effects. Then they have effects at the bottom that say if you have this type of crew member in this area, you get to trigger this effect at the end of your turn.
Yes.
Getting all that kind of stuff to trigger things like engine building. Yeah.
It felt good to combo those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had as many complaints about this game as I did Sam having copies of Outrun the Bear left for sale
at the end of the
Origins.
Yeah.
Which, for those scoring at home, 0.
0, baby. Yeah, great game. Had a great time. Also inspired us to talk about a tier list of inserts.
Ooh. I also want to add Ty had a really fun and effective marketing strategy for his game. And I actually saw him roaming the con and was like, what the hell is this guy doing? Before I got to meet him on Sunday, and we'll get back to that, Evan. He was walking around with holding an exclamation point, and he was handing out quests to people. And the quest was to go check out his booth and go look at Last Command.
Yeah.
We did not play Button Kingdoms at Origins, but we learned about it last year, Evan. We did a preview for it. Really enjoy that game. And I did kind of make sure Sam explained to me some of the 2-player fixes and some of the new streamlined rules he added. And I'm a fan of that game, and I can't wait for it to see life.
I think he made a good game even better. I really do.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. It fixes the downtime in other deck builders where you're waiting for people to analyze cards, and everybody simultaneously programs what they're going to do during the market phase, which is either buy a card from the lowest bidder or put the bid out for the amount of money the buyer is going to spend, which goes to your coffers when they buy a card. And that is just such a genius mechanic.
Dude, it's so
for
smart.
Deck building.
It's so smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, really enjoy that one, and glad I got to meet Sam last year. Happy to cover those changes when that comes back out.
Can't wait.
Yep.
All right, Bryce, what do you got for your number 3?
My number 3 is a game that's already been talked about quite a bit. I started playing this at Gen Con last year. Played it. before I get into it. That's just great.
Ed, hey, let me just
We
say,
totally missed Ed.
yes. I
I think there
told
was a
everybody,
comment that was made to Sam
tell Ed,
about
thanks.
how. Yeah.
Oh, go on, Mike.
No, go. It's your comment.
No, I was just gonna say, tell everybody. I was telling everyone to tell Ed, thanks for not showing up.
Yeah.
My show. It made
That.
my show.
Exactly that. That's what I was saying.
God, those guys are the best. I wish I didn't love them as much as I do.
We talked, of course, very early about all the people we got to see. Of course, Kibi and the Bettingers made the list, and baby Kibi. And how fitting it is that my number 3 was Ito, which I logged 20 plays of at Origins and over a dozen of them with the Bettingers and the Youngs, because this game is just so fun. It's really just as simple as you get a category, and let's just say animal sizes, and then you get a card from 1 to 100, and you're
like, this is the Eric Bettinger of animals. It's you have to rate that because that mofo is tall.
Yeah, he's like a 96. He's a 96. I'll use that from now on. Eric Bettinger, he's a 96. But and I'm like a 94. He's taller than me. It's weird. But yeah, and also played it with Andrew as well. I had 2 different days of logging Ito plays. I love this game. I love how the groups you play it with just absolutely make the game. Knowing people that you're playing with and creating these subjective, kind of ratings for numbers based on a category. It is so genius. I think one game we played with them was actually compliments you like to hear, and I had a 24, and my category, what I used was nice knuckles.
Wow.
Like a compliment you like to hear. That's not really a compliment you'd want to enjoy. So I think a 24 is pretty fair for that type of compliment. I think Eric used "you're tall" with this more of an observation than a compliment.
Yeah.
And so his number was slightly higher than mine. We played that like 12. It was hilarious because we played it like 12 times and won it once. And I think that's why you just keep playing it. It's so fun.
I told really Eric he's not allowed to duck me on shows when he comes on anymore. Like,
yeah,
he's got to be on when I'm on.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that. We'll get him and more of the Yang on another one of these Whiskey Wednesdays here shortly. This would actually be the 1-year anniversary of when I had Eric on the show because Bob and Tim couldn't make it for our Origins recap last year. But man, this is such a fantastic party game. I love it. Published by Arcane Wonders.
Trevor, Outfoxed. Love Outfoxed. Super fun. Played it a ton with my kids. I love giving Eric a hard time for not being on the show at the same time as me. But good golly, him and his wife, you want to talk about like just finding amazing groups of people, like their whole group is just awesome. If I lived closer to them, they would have a restraining order against me because I'd be trying to hang out with them all the time.
But I got to play it with the whole Kibi gang one night, and then one afternoon I played it with Andrew Rogers and a bunch of his family. So I love this game so much. I'm glad I have a copy.
Yeah.
Ito, my number 3, 20 plays. There was just no fathomable way I could leave this off the list. It is a ton of fun.
Yeah, I guess I still 20. You say you're like, oh, I got 50 plays. 20 of them, nearly half of them.
Yeah. It's a 5-minute game. That's fine. That's what it is. If you played Ahoy Kitten 20 times, you'd still log it 20 times.
Right, but it would take longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the Crew. Like, oh, I played 30 games of the Crew. It's like, did you?
A game of Ito lasts less than 5 minutes.
Our games of Ito were at least 5 minutes. If not,
I know, and I logged all mine, but that's only 5. It's not 20.
I mean, I guess I apologize that my logged games are not as good or time as much of a time commitment as yours are, Bob.
There you
Jeez.
go,
Apology
Andrew.
accepted.
Hold on. Andrew just has the correct answer right here. Right? They
Yes.
got a copy. They had a blast. A guy who's not really a board gamer really liked it.
I'm so glad about that.
Nice.
I actually
that's
ended
a
up
win.
buying mine at Barnes and Noble because I just ran into it. And I'm like, oh, I've been wanting a copy of this, and thought, man, this would be one. I think it'd be easy to get to the table with some of the people I see at Origins. I thought maybe we'd play it at our meetup, and we had a blast. It's always great to see that somebody bought it based on our plays. So
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
that's
You know,
that's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's a great game. It's really good. Really fun. I like it better
Yeah.
than Wavelength.
Oh, way
Yes.
more. Yeah,
Same.
yeah. Everybody's
I,
involved the whole time, and just the subjectivity of how you rank things, I just think is so
hold
intriguing.
on. Is Ed drinking tonight? Because I feel like he's a little out of pocket.
I am.
He's a little out of pocket.
Me too.
You know, this is getting a little silly. I
I'm
like
almost
just
out.
opened this, so anywho, I just
Anywho.
opened.
All right, right.
This.
Bobby,
Yeah.
we got to get to your number 2.
We do, but first, what you need is a really good segue.
I
I got Tim on that one.
You did. You damn you, Mike. You got me good. You
Probably
son of a
'cause of-
beach.
because of this.
Oh shoot. Oh yeah, man. Ed, I hope you're at Gen Con. I really am.
Yeah,
Great.
we missed you for sure. Hopefully, we'll see you at Gen Con.
Whenever I describe BA games, I always say that they're my first love as a content creator, because they were one of the first people to send us a prototype for us to do a review for.
Take a chance.
Yeah.
We'll definitely never forget that. And just to recap, in case you missed it, Goats and Goblins was my number 5, and it was Tim's number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4.3, or was that 4.4?
Listen,
I think it was
number 1 in my
4.4 was the
heart.
first
It
one
was
you
4 point whatever on my list, but number 1 in my heart that I'm celebrating that Trevor, his number 2 is Happy Salmon. Well done.
So at number 2, speaking of BA games, this was the first game I played at the convention, and it was probably like the deepest game. And I'm not just saying that because you're diving into dungeons, but Dungeon Diners was a blast. I can't wait for that to come out. I enjoy pick up and deliver types of mechanisms. There's a few of those games that I like playing, and this had a really fun theme to it. Even though Tim was constantly putting his cart before his horse, it was still a good time.
So much that I came in second place.
Yes.
But not to
And it's
you.
my favorite artist, No Image of Vable.
Yeah, that dude's amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, Vincent Dutray, move over. No,
That's right.
Image of
Make
Vable
way.
is the
Make
best.
way.
No, this one's go ahead. No, it's your 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, so everybody starts at the top with your meeples. You have your player board with has like your camp on it, and you have like unlockable pieces on both sides. And it was a very prototype like stage, but
Yes.
you're depending on how many horses you have in your camp, you're moving your people down and exploring these tiles, these little discs, and they'll have different types of monsters in there. You're collecting those monster bits for people to eat because they're delicious. And you are unlocking more crates because you have to have these little crates, and you're putting the pieces of monster in these crates. You can only haul so much around with you. And as you're building your board up, you're unlocking more stuff and getting more like resources and more cards and more recipes. And it was just super interesting, and it was a lot of fun. And it's just a cool twist on a mechanism that I don't think gets enough love. So.
Agreed. Yeah, this was really good. This was in my honorable mentions. It totally could have made the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great pick.
I got to play this at Grand Con last year with the designer and enjoyed it quite a bit. So happy to see it made the list for Origins.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, here's Mike. Well, Mike may have been at Grand Con last year, but Bob and I met the founder and organizer of Grand Con.
We did. And I'll be there
I
this year.
went to the con before you guys did, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
It's only 2
We
hours
might have done
away.
it first, but we'll do it cooler.
That's true.
Yeah, I was actually looking at hotels for that today, Bob. So I have
I
some
like-
good.
I like that Eric said no Machiavable. That's the current artist for
Yeah.
Relative Space.
Yeah, that was funny.
Who are the Bettingers going to be at Grand Con this year?
Oh yeah, they're Michiganders. So you bet your Uranuses that
Yep.
they're going to be at
I'll
Grand
Well,
Con.
I
be
feel like
there.
it's closer to us than it is to them because they're kind
It's
of
only-
in that thumb part of the mitten.
Yeah, they're we're
and Grand Con
definitely
is
closer.
more like in this part.
Okay.
It's only a 2-hour trip for us. So I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take off early for that one, but we'll still get there before like 5 p.m. Friday and be there all day Saturday and Sunday.
I got to get there for a day this year. I really
Grand
do.
Con's a lot of fun as far as sit down and play conventions, and Daryl Andrews is a special guest this year. So
Oh,
yeah, always a good time to see Daryl. He was one of my favorite guests we've had this year. He was
Yeah,
fun.
Daryl was awesome. Daryl was awesome.
Yep.
All right. My number 2, I got to go with one of my favorite things to
Parenthood.
happen on the show ever is that the last episode we did from our basements, so not counting sort of the rowdy
From our
live
basements.
stream we did at Origins. Mike was super, super, super skeptical of a game called Breakers, which had, albeit amazing ratings on BGG.
Crazy ratings.
But Mike, understandably was like, well, this seems sus. This is fake. Blah,
I
blah,
said
blah.
these things.
But here's the thing. Those dudes reached out to us
They did.
on Instagram that night.
True. Mm-hmm.
And I made arrangements to go and play their game with them. And I drugged Bob with me because I made Bob play a bunch of games with me. Hey, to be fair to Bob, I did walk around with him and help him with his magic card stuff.
This is true.
Sounds like a terrible time. Go on.
Yeah, I was very supportive for once in my life. And I'll never do that again. So
That's it.
that's it.
Hope you wrote it down, recorded it, and everything
Yeah.
else. That's not gonna
It's
happen
never
again.
happening. It's never happening again. But anyways, we played Breakers with these guys, and this is a trick-taking game where you are playing. I mean, it's really you're playing 10 rounds against? Is it 10 rounds each? Bob, do you remember?
No, you're playing.
X amount of rounds until someone defeats 3 monsters.
Yes.
And so each monster has its own unique way, win condition.
When yes.
So, depending on the amount of tricks you take, blah, 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 it's going to have a different trump. It's going to have different abilities. And then the other really cool thing that it does is that when you beat a monster, it is going to give you sort of an asymmetric player power. But I don't feel
Right on
like
cue.
I don't feel like that player power is a game breaker, like it's unbalanced. Oh, here we go. Hey, Sam, thank you. I did tell them we were going to be talking about them tonight.
Thanks for hopping on.
So Sam and his brother, we talked. I personally harassed them a bunch, but we talked. We played this game, and I really found it really interesting because where I struggle with trick-taking games that try to not be your average trick-taking games, they don't always either improve on the mechanic, or they're doing something so differently that I just can't wrap my brain around it. And I'm talking about Cat in the Box, right? Like Cat in the Box is a trick-taking. It's not a trick-taking game because it's not the goal.
It has, of course, the anomaly.
It has trick-taking mechanics in it.
Mhm.
Where Breakers really, really, really does the trick taking really does matter, and how you go about it is really interesting. And what I loved is that Mike was talking so much about, well, I don't know. Seems sus.
Mics were not. Let's spread the blame here evenly. It was both mics.
Uh, and I will give the guys credit. They said, we understand why you feel that way, but come check it out. Bob and I played it. I will just speak for both of us. We had a great time.
It was fun.
It was a really good game. I would like to see how the art progresses with some of it, but that finished art on the monsters.
Yeah, the monster art was fantastic. Like, and
Yeah.
I love the concept, like that. It's like, well, they're people saw them out in the wild, so they're like sketches that somebody wrote down, as what they saw in the wild. So it's not like
Yes.
it's like the photo of it. It's like people have gone out, seen it, and written down what they saw.
And not like me versions of drawing it where it's just like
Right.
a stick dragon with boobs or a dick. Yeah, I can't figure out Cat in the Box either. It's a well-designed game that I just cannot make myself play well. But I really thought that Breakers was really interesting and really fun. And I think that these guys have a really good game on their hands. I honestly do. I don't know that it's all like 9s and 9.5s, but it is definitely an 8 or an 8.5 for me. I'd put that out there playing it in its prototype form. I thought the game was really interesting. I never felt out of it. I felt like I was contending the whole time.
Mhm.
And the way that your goals sort of change as you're playing, I found really, really interesting.
Yeah, I found that part really interesting too. Like, I worry a little bit about the king making and whatnot,
Sure.
but it was like you're saying, it was a trick taker that felt like a trick taker, and it was very unique with the way each monster kind of played out. So.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, and we could get into more plays. I think will sort of reveal some of that king making. Whether it is or is not a problem. But just at that one go, I really had a good time with it, and I was really impressed. I thought those guys did nice work. I really appreciated their come and try it attitude.
Yeah.
They did not duck us at all. They embraced it. So I just look forward to it. I know that Mike and I both really do love a good trick taking game. Not that Bob doesn't, but Mike and I love good trick taking games, and so we get really hyped about them when we find one we can enjoy. So yeah, Mike, we're gonna have to get you on the TTS, and yeah, we are gonna have to have those guys on the show sometime, because I think you will appreciate their process, and they were fun dudes to talk to.
Nice.
Because I kept
bothering. I didn't obviously mean any ill will towards the game or the people behind it. I'm glad it's you guys enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
No. Yeah, I think you will like it. I'd be shocked if you did.
I do really enjoy trick taking. You'll find one on my list higher up. But
yeah, also I've got to say all of those things because they have my phone number now. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, those guys are awesome. I really appreciated all the time they gave me as I kept throwing ideas at them. But to their credit, I kept thinking about their game. So I mean, that's a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, my number 2. This is an older game. But that's the thing about Origins. You get a chance to just sit down and play whatever the heck you want. It doesn't have to be a new release. And so I met up with the Smiths from the Board Game Mechanics, and I requested this one because he's been talking this one up ever since he played it earlier this year.
Oh, I know what it is.
It is Reiner Knizia's Millefiori.
Yes.
Man, I enjoyed this one. So Bob, think a little bit of Rebirth, but with a bunch of mini games. This is a very simple tile laying game.
Mm-hmm.
Except the tiles that you lay are these really nice translucent acrylics. And every one of these is like a different mini game that you're playing. This mini game up here is trying to a full set of 4 different icons and also connect your pieces together. Every single time you place something on the board, you will almost always score points. They've now added a expansion called the masterpieces, and that's the only in-game points you get in this game. It is all instantaneous points. Down here, you're trying to get these boats, and as soon as there's 3 of them, you'll get additional points for each one of these different icons that have been placed over here. Down here, you have to build kind of a foundation, and you can't build on top of it until there's 2 tiles below. Again, trying to create like full sets of 4 different icons. This is just a shipping track, and every time you play a card, so basically you're doing a draft, and you've got these cards in your hand with actions on them, and each one determines which one of these areas you're going to place one of your tiles into. Everybody chooses and simultaneously reveals them. And some of them have the shipping track, and every time you go up this, you're really just getting the number of printed points on the board. But you can set up these amazing combos in this game, where like this track up here, you get points for every connected tile. So if this is a 3, a 4, a 6, a 10, and a 5, you can do the math on how much instant points you're going to score off of that. I really enjoyed Millefiori. I actually heard Jason really hyping this up after he did a review of it. And I was walking through the Griffin one day and I found this in the expansion and I bought it. I'm like, Jason, teach this to me. I am so happy this game is in my collection. Another fantastic Reiner Knizia tile laying game. Don't care. This is a 2019 release. This is one of the best games I played at Origins.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Hell yeah.
It's, and it's Knizia, so it's very easy to teach to people. Plays pretty quick. We did a 4-player learning game in under 90 minutes. Man, such a good game.
Nice.
I watched them play this multiple times at Origins, so it's good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got to play it with Jason and Katie, so always just a good time to sit at a table with them. And
oh my God, 2 of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah. Right? And I played a fantastic game to boot. So knew this was
sucks.
Yeah, I knew right away this was going to be really, really high up my list, and I'm glad I have this one. Am I just reading wrong? 2021? Yeah, it is 2021. Sorry.
There we go. There we go. We got the corrections out here.
Yeah, take a look at my bottle of Michter's, and then allow that to apologize for me quoting the wrong year.
No apologies needed. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, Eric. A game from the 1800s vaulted into my all-time top 20 after I bought a board from Canada where the game was invented. I hear you, buddy.
Hipster pick.
I will say, though, even though I love my Tracy board, I bought a Brown Castle bag this year. I do think their bags are absolutely the best that are out there. They have they have like mounted wheels you can get for them. You can get them to where they'll hold 2 boards. They're very thick padded bags, and they have 4 corner pockets on them. Really happy to pick up a bag from them this year.
What I love is that Bob and I both were complimenting the artistry of those boards.
These boards are great.
And the rebuttal was, well, the designs affect gameplay, so they're not as good as Tracy boards.
I wouldn't think they would. I mean, as long as you put whatever design you want on there, and as long as you lacquer over the top or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, but Bob, that is what we heard.
I know.
Just saying.
Someone's probably biased.
Thomas Edison invented the light bulb and sausage sizzle.
Yes. Hold on. Thomas Edison both stole the light bulb and sausage sizzle from other inventors. That's the American way.
Marcus and Inca Brand apparently is who.
Why give away what you could sell, Tim?
That's right, brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
So I guess the brands and Nikola Tesla have something in common. They both have something stolen by Edison.
Yeah.
Um, yes, Eric, the wheeled version of the bag. Check it out. Those Brown Castle bags are fantastic.
Right on.
Great design on their boards too. I saw a picture circulating of the one on the with the Death Star in the middle,
Yes,
which
somebody
looks
bought that
great,
thing. I know Bob and I looked at that
dude.
as we walked by.
And the
I've been
fact that like
posting.
the tokens have TIE fighters and X-Wings on them, that's
Pretty
awesome.
freaking
Oh,
cool.
dude.
I've been posting pictures of one that has flamingos on it too. So there's
Try to
that.
guilt West into one.
Wes is, well, he's
Uh,
like, that's one you put on your wall. You don't play with it.
right. But Tracy Board is sitting lovingly next to me here with the custom printed rundown buttons, but very happy and was intentionally going to pick up a Brown Castle bag. But anyway, Miller Fiore, my number 2, that leads us to
Number 1.
Bob's number 1. Dramatic pause, and hey, Ty's here.
Oh,
What?
hello.
Welcome. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Hold on.
They talked about your game. I talked about how cool your marketing strategy was. I really thought it was genius because I saw you walking around the con with the exclamation point quest giving thing before I even knew that was you. I thought that was genius. I'm always a big fan of creative marketing. So well done to you, and
Let's say
can't
how
wait to play
good
your
that
game.
game was. He gave us a copy for review, and Bob still bought one.
Indeed.
That's how good
Yes.
that game was.
Can't wait
Legit.
to play that.
No
Yep.
bullshit. It's a really good game. Cannot wait. All right, number 1.
Number
Wow.
1. So I am going to have 2 honorable mentions that I will say after my number 1. Well, I'll wait for everybody's number 1 because I don't want to step on any lists.
Fair. Thank you.
Yep. But there's no way I cannot put this game on my number 1 because of the amount of ruckus, fun,
Same number 1.
shenanigans,
Bob. Same number 1.
tumbling
you guys have
dice,
this.
man.
Yeah.
Like you can't go wrong. Closing
No.
a night out, flicking some dice, causing
Yep.
some chaos. I mean, we had so much fun, and I love Tim's little thing about the winner signing the bottom of the board.
Great idea.
I did find a new silver Sharpie and a gold one. I know you said you're talking about getting one to put in there, but in case you don't have one by the next time I see you, I will have that covered. But yeah, man, it's just so much fun to do that. And then we even get creative with it. Like we were playing teams, and we were playing like more people than you're supposed to have. Doesn't matter. The board gets crowded, but you just flick the dice harder and clear some space out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's just a
Absolutely.
good time.
I mean, okay, yeah. So just to build on Bob's number 1, because it is my number 1. This is a tradition that started because of Nikki and Brandon, right? Like pulling it out of the QSCon storage area and make sure it was going to happen. But the way we played this game, with the amount of people we played this game with, and the fact that I got everybody that won to sign the board. We had Dave and Di sign the board on the Rossi spot, which is the times 0 spot, was awesome. Again, testament to the people, because everybody bought in and got just as rowdy and took it way too seriously with the mad trash talking. This game was so much fun. It really was. And I had the inferior board, which is why I felt really okay with marking it up. I mean, we even wrote on the directions. We changed the rules.
We did.
With a marker.
So now they're official.
So now they're official. Just the best time. The best time. I love the traditions that we have started at conventions with people that we just adore spending time with. I do not know what my conventions would be like without experiences like this going forward.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. 100%. I think the only bad part about Tumbling Dice was that more people weren't playing it with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we could have gotten Ammon and Matthew to play, at the same time, like on
Yeah.
a team,
Right.
like how good would that have been? You know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
But we had new people playing with us, and everybody's buying in.
Mhm.
The Rossies leave early, so we make up a joke about them. Mike flicks one die,
And then it has to go do something.
and then has
West
to go move his car.
pinches.
The rating is through the roof.
Moves his car, and technically wins the game thanks to West, who comes in first and second.
And second.
That game. Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
so I arrived at the convention center a little late that morning and didn't get in the garage. Went to the lot right next to the garage, and I had to move my car at midnight because my spot was expiring, and I didn't get to finish the game. I came back and found out that West won for me. So naturally, I signed Tim's board.
Yeah. I even got to sign my board, which everybody tried their damnedest to prevent, but I signed it in a secret place, so it's really hard to find.
That needs to be the quest of eternity, is never let Tim win on his own board.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I love is that I bet you now in that group with the other people that have bought boards, I bet you they have people sign the board. I bet you they do.
Maybe.
Also, what kind of started it was that my board had a misprint. So my on the board, you have a 0 multiplier on the top tier, which is the Rossi spot we've established. And also
it does
has
say
a
Dave
chant.
and Die right on it.
It does say Dave and Die. Then there's a ×1, and then a tier down, there's a ×2, and then there's a ×3. And then there's these little spots that come off that are a ×4. Well, my ×3 spot was printed backwards. So it's covered up when you put the boards together.
Yeah.
So to be a smartass while people were complaining about the ×3 being covered up, I took a Sharpie and just wrote X3 where the ×3 should be. And then it turned into, you know what? Like, why don't we just have, I'm already writing on this board. And Bob had a silver Sharpie. And why don't we just have the winner sign the board?
On the bottom, yeah.
And so Nikki won the first game. And she signed it. And she wrote first winner as she earned to do. And then, now you're going to see tons of other people have signed the game as we have played it.
We got the Canadian Assassin on there.
The Canadian Assassin. He drew a fucking maple leaf on there.
We got a bat signal on there.
We got a bat signal. It's great. I love it. I'm really excited. I'm very proud of my board. And I'm just so happy that it Tumbling Dice for 2 conventions in a row has been what it has been. Like, it's perfect. It's
tradition
great.
Lives on as the nightcap game for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, I signed it as the People's Mike, and I put a W next to my score as the tiny little reminder that it was technically West that won the game for me.
That is the only thing. That is the only thing denoting that West helped you win.
There's
that
a
game.
W.
It's the only way you'll know.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, that's all.
So West will get a little tiny bit of credit.
A little bit.
Oh shoot.
Well, what's your number 1, Mike?
And Andrew's got 2 family members on the board.
This is true.
Avery and Alex.
So this is a game I was really looking forward to being released at Origins. And this is actually a retheme of a game that's been around for a little while. This is actually more of a reprint than anything. But man, I had a blast, and I got several plays of Mythical Dice,
Nice.
previously referred to as Mino Dice, and some of you may know as Skull King Dice. What's up, Jason?
Jason got to play Inferno with Jason. Oh, honorable mention. Please go on.
Yeah. Yeah, he missed Millie Fiore as my number 2, but he already knows. But man, yeah, Mythical Dice is a blast. This is actually a dice rolling trick taking game, and just like Skull King, you're going to draft a die per round. So in round 1, you draft 1 die, and before you roll it, you're going to simultaneously make a bid on how many tricks you think you can take. After you've made your bid, you are going to then roll the dice, and that is going to determine who takes the tricks. But the thing is, you can bid 0, and you get 10 points based on the number of rounds it is. So if it's the 8th and final round, you actually would get 80 points for not taking any tricks if you successfully don't take any. But if you get your bid correct, you get 20 points per tricks that you take. If you're wrong, you lose 20 points, or you lose 10 points for the number of tricks that you're off. So say it's round 3, and you bid 3 tricks and you only take 1. Well, you lost 20 because you missed your bid by 2. Same thing happens. Say you bid 5 tricks. And then so I just really enjoyed this one. I like the dice rolling as a way of resolving who is actually taking the tricks. It makes it kind of exciting and unpredictable. It's not just playing a card and knowing you have the trick. You're actually bidding based on probabilities here, and you may actually have a really good die and lose with it, because the best dice in the game still have a white flag on them, which means they may lose if any number comes up. So, man, just really, really enjoyed Mythical Dice, and I played those in a whole bunch after I bought it from the Hachette booth.
I bought it because multiple people, you, Andrew, and several others told me, Tim, you're really gonna like this game. So
Yeah,
It was sold out by the time I went to pull that trigger.
I had to buy the demo copy.
Yeah, Tim got the demo copy.
yeah, it was a day 1 purchase. It was the first buy I actually had.
Oh, sure, Mike, we get it. You're better than us. You're so
You gotta
smart.
be. Remember, you guys got to be ahead of the hype.
That's
Yeah,
true.
how's the gang working out for you, Mike?
Well,
You were ahead of
I
that
was
curve
able
too.
to sell it, but let me go ahead to note how well the gang is doing on BGG and the number of people that enjoy that.
Yeah, well,
So hey, I wasn't technically wrong there.
Man, he's not gonna stop. I was
Hey, the
technically
gang
right,
is-
even though the game sucks.
Yeah, the gang is a 7.6 and ranked 705 on BGG, and actually got some Kennerspiel and Golden Geek nominations. So just saying,
yeah,
we
And-
didn't like it, but other people do. So there's that.
yeah.
That's
Other
never
people eat
happened
vegetables
before.
too, though. So
Wow. But Mythical Dice, man, so good, so good. Love the improbability of having a good dice and still possibly losing with it. Really enjoyed it.
So a couple of honorable mentions, real quick.
Yes.
Tim and I got to play Wonders of the First,
Oh, dude.
which is a really interesting, like, I don't call it a deck builder. It's basically like a TCG, right? Because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
opening up packs and you're building decks. I don't want to say it's like Magic, but it's in the vein, I guess.
Yes.
But it's a lane battler, so it only lasts for 7 rounds.
Yes.
And you're taking turns going back and forth. You have so many actions you can do, so much energy to spend. Some things you do will take your action. Some things are free actions, but it still takes your turn. And you're going back and forth. And you're like deploying creatures, and you're playing lands. And the lands are kind of like there to help you like bank actions for later. Because you might like in later rounds be like, well, I'm out of actions, but I want to do more stuff. So then you'll start using your lands to gain actions back to do more stuff later. And some of it's AI assisted art, but man, it's really cool. The decks are really thematic. Like they have these like kind of pre-constructed decks. And I was playing this black like undead deck. I was playing a little wrong at first, but once I started figuring out what was going on, like I feel like I should have been able to win that game.
The only good thing, it was way too late.
Yeah, it was way too late for that. But like, green. Tim is playing these green like stompy creatures. I'm playing with these undead dudes that I was constantly like sacrificing and bringing them back and doing stuff with. But it was just super interesting. And then it's basically at the end of 7 rounds, whoever controls the most lanes wins. So that was super interesting. And then yes, I finally did get a chance to play the Bettinger's game of Relative Space. And that was hilarious. Like we had a blast with that. We had a big group playing.
Oh, you like that, Bob?
Not because of your dev stuff that you did. All the ideas you had were garbage. But I was informed that Andrew Styles worked on that game and he's really good at stuff.
He did.
And
yes.
But yeah, no, that was hilarious though, because like you're like the whole premise behind there's an escape pod and everybody's trying to get all of their stuff on the escape pod and before your ship goes down or whatever. And if you don't have a number that you can't put on there, yes. And there's a Winston card. I gotta try to get you to use my Winston on the art. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. He's laying down right now. But no, it was just hilarious because you're forcing people into like busting and having to take a bunch of cards back. And you always want to. And like the one person's like, I can put this whole thing. Now I'm gonna push my card and I'm pushing it up to a 10.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I liked the people that made that game more because that game's really fun. I'd love to hype it up, but they're monsters.
Yeah. What a shame! Wow,
I'm so happy you finally got to play Relative Space. Oh
yeah,
holy crap! That game's super fun.
Yeah, like I hear about your little dev session that you had. I didn't realize it was that game specifically, but man, that would have been a really good time to sit in there.
Can you imagine?
Fiddle around with that.
Can you imagine? That's the first time I met the Rossies.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I met Andrew Styles. Or not Andrew. Yeah, Andrew Styles and the Rossies.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
First time I met all of them.
Damn.
Yep. It
was sitting around playing that game. And then it was really wild to run into Eric and Alicia the next day at the Third World Studios booth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that was your game? Like, we had a great time. We changed a bunch, but like, fundamentally though, I mean, the bones were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of like tweaked out a bunch of the stuff with it. Just a great time. Yeah, what a shame there. I'm really glad you got to play it. And I'm also really glad that you also liked it, right?
Yeah.
As much as we seem to.
Yeah, looking forward to see the finished product.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer, right? Like when it comes out, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And it does that covering cards aspect that Wildside does that we like.
Mm-hmm.
But I did it in Relative Space before I did it in Wildside. Just saying, West.
Do you guys have any other much ones you want to get in real quick before?
Oh my gosh, I crammed in so many. Wonders of the First is obviously an honorable mention. Had a great time playing that. Excited to check out more of that. And Bob, I got those packs and I want to open them. Like I don't have the pre-con decks, right?
Oh, yeah. You can't open them yet.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
it sucks. Mike, we're gonna bring you in on that with us. You're gonna do some of that with us. We're gonna crack some packs.
Okay. I mean, it's okay if you don't. I
mean, fine. More for being Bob. That's fine.
It's okay. I got a few honorable mentions. So I played a older all play game that I really enjoyed. And actually, what was fun was I got to play with some guys from my old Warsaw group, which was one of my first gaming groups, and I played Bites by All Play. And this is a pretty unique game where it's kind of a commodity speculation game. I'm trying to find a good layout of it here. There you go. So basically, you're just going to take all these different colored ants and put them at the end of a path of randomly laid out different tiles, consisting of bread, grapes, chocolate, cheese, etc. And the matching ants go to their matching resource. So purple goes to the grapes, the green goes to the green peppers, etc. And when you move these ants, you collect that resource. Now, there's different ways of end-game scoring, though. So, say if the purple ant makes it to the end of the path first, then all of the purple resources are worth the most because they've made it to the top of the ant hill, and the purple resources are worth 4. Whoever makes it next gets 3 points for each resource. And so you're kind of trying to figure out commodity speculation in that you're trying to figure out which ants are going to make it to the ant hill first. And those are the ones you want to collect the most of because they'll be worth the most points. This is such a clever game. I really should have bought it. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Great CPR here, crunch per rule, just trying to figure out which ant will make it to the end first and collecting those tiles so that you score the most. And there's different modifiers up here at the top, which change how these score from game to game. So really interesting replayability. I should have just bought a copy, but I imagine if they're bringing this back for Origins, and you'll see it at Gen Con as well. This is Bites from All Play. Really solid. When you guys left, West busted out a couple quickie games. This almost made my number 5. This was so close. Almost put this on here over Goats and Goblins, but that's fine. It was an honorable mention. And this was called Pocket Cats from Lumberjack Studios. This is such a clever tile flipping two-player game. And what you do is you just flip any one tile on your turn. You have a certain color of cats. Your opponent has a certain color of cats. And you want to surround your cats with prey, whether it be bugs or mice or rats. And all of the prey have different way to score. And so you're just flipping these tiles, and whichever you move, or flip over, you have to move them. So like your cats move like up to 2 spaces. There's dogs in the game which will destroy your cats. They move like rooks. These pests move. They replace other tiles up to 2 spaces away. So it's a really clever, quick combination of like revealing tiles and moving them sort of like chess pieces and trying to maneuver your cats to be orthogonally adjacent to these pests, which will or prey, which will score you points. I found Pocket Cats to be very quick and very clever. This is a fun 2-player game. Played this a couple times with West and really enjoyed it. I did play a couple games of Panda Royale with Andrew Rogers and his family, and they had a blast with it.
Yeah.
I did use the wild dice. I didn't use any of the other expansion components. But yeah, they all had a blast with that. It's just such a good engine building, dice rolling, point kind of solid type of dice rolling game.
I broke down and got Panda Royale. You guys,
we all did.
Wore me
Bob
down.
got his expansion, and me and Tim
good.
got the base game and the expansion.
It's that good. It really is. It's that.
I needed this in the collection, and when I played it with them, I definitely realized I was glad I added that to the collection. Panda Royale.
It's honestly, it's that good. It really is.
One you guys haven't played that I played with Andrew and his family as well. This is Courtesans. So this kind of got some hotness for a little bit. This is a Pandasaurus, very simple card game that definitely got some hotness for a little bit. This is really easy. You got 3 cards on your in your hand, and you're going to play those 3 cards. You're either going to play them in your tableau, or an opponent's tableau, or into the queen's table. And if you play them at the top of the table, it's positive. At the bottom, it's negative. At the end of the game, you're going to compare the cards at the queen's table. If there's more at the top than at the bottom, each card in your tableau scores a point. But if there's more at the bottom than at the top, each card in your tableau loses a point. So
Mm.
this is a really mean game with tons of interaction. You can play cards in people's tableau that actively loses them points. But then
Ouch.
some cards have special powers. There's spy cards that are played face down. They're not revealed to the end of the game until you're move them to the actual color that they belong to at the end of the game. There's assassins that destroy other cards. There's nobles that uh, double the card count that they are. And yeah, so tons of player interaction here. You can be as nice or as mean as you want. I bought this right before Origins, hoping to get it played, and I did. And I really enjoyed this one. I love the amount of player interaction in this game, and it really did not disappoint. And the components in the art are fantastic. Pandasaurus really did a great job with this one.
Nice. I have to say, honorable mention, and it's so late out in the show that I know he's not watching anymore. But I'll say this is that I 100% really appreciate that Josh Bowman brought Beach Day over, and we got to play it. I thought it was really fun. I really liked it, and
Yeah.
dude has been a great sport with our friendly back and forth and my mean comments on his social media. But he has embraced it. Those are some of my favorite kind of people. You know what I mean? He rolls with it. He leans into the joke. I thought it was a really neat sort of tile drafting and placement game. And yeah, really interesting choices, whether you're blocking other people, whether you're drafting for yourself. And
Where you're discarding the card, like
the tile placement's really interesting too, right?
Mhm.
Lots of neat stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
And despite Ammon Anderson's art, it's really good. The art's really good. So I'm really glad we took the time. He took the time to play this with us.
It was a piece of cake to teach.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, and it's easy as pie to set up.
Yeah. And if you guys tell that dude that I liked him in his game, I'll call you liars. It was
specifically
really
requested that he teach us this game, and it was also one of my honorable mentions. I really enjoyed this. I like the crunch per rule ratio. It's really simple to play, but like there's a lot of different ways to score, and so there's many different paths to victory and ways you can place your tiles. I found it very interesting. It's very clever. We have a copy, and you'll see a Kickstarter preview video from us very soon.
I would have loved to have found a reason to actively dislike this game, and I wasn't able to. So,
well, I mean, not enough toes in the tiles, but
right. Well, I don't want to get all Tarantino on everybody. Like, relax, you know. But
I want to say too, like he ran. So we played that RPG game that Wednesday night.
Yeah, the Root.
We ended up playing the Root role playing game, and I'm not a big fan of like the board game. But playing an RPG in that world was very interesting. And he had the character building down pretty good, where we all got choices of characters, and we all did like a little bit of a thing where you pick somebody in the group to be like to have a connection with, and then so if you found yourself in a situation that kind of related back to what you guys had known each other for, you got like bonuses and stuff. It was just did a really good job like running that whole thing and like doing voices and stuff like that, and like I said, I had to catch things on fire because I was an arsonist, and it was fun.
Now, wait a minute. How much of your enjoyment was multiplied by the fact that I was not invited and you were?
I mean, if I would have known then that was probably the only game I was going to get to play without you, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But I didn't realize it at the time. I should have,
Oh, shit. God damn you, Hoop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, man. It's so cool. It's really cool. We were very lucky to have the friends and the people we do. you know, in our lives, especially when we go to these shows. So just shout out to everybody that we hung out with that made our experiences better. You know, it would have been fine, but you guys all made it great. You really did. And you know, I will never stop saying this, but like having Mike and Bob there with me as we're running around and we're doing stuff and we're trying to build the show and you know and everything, like, you know, it's always great. It's always an awesome experience. I have the best guys around me while we go to do that, and Bob and Mike. And but no, I really do. I really do. We have the best time. We bounce around. We do different things. We run back into each other. We do stuff together. It's great. Yeah, Bob got stuck with me most of the time, but that's because like Bob would get off of his shift and I'd wait around for him. So he didn't have much of a choice. Where Mike didn't have a shift, so he was a lot harder to find.
He was
during the day.
It was funny. My cousin kept saying, "You need to find my mic on your phone, so I could locate him."
Yeah, yeah. Mike was like the freaking Sasquatch there, man. We couldn't. It's like, oh, has there been a Mike?
That's like Katie told me. She's like, "Are you pulling a Sasquatch on me?" So I sent her that gif of like the Sasquatch, like
yeah.
I mean, some days I was like in the vendor hall, and other days I was literally just in like open gaming area like the whole day. It was great.
That's great, man. What a great way to spend your day. I ain't mad about it. But yeah, just all the people we get to spend time with and hang out with and build those relationships and just kind of remind you like, oh yeah, that's why I like these people so much, you know, the last time I saw them. So I really can't wait in a month when we're going to get to do it all again. But
indeed.
But yeah, I guess that's the Origins recap. We'll probably have a guest for you next week, and I know we're going to do really something fun for the Gen Con preview, but I won't spoil it yet.
Yeah. Keep an eye on the socials for all that.
Yeah.
Do we have someone next week? I don't know.
Not set in stone, but I'm gonna guess we will.
Okay.
I got a couple
of
mystery guests, a couple of irons in the fire.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, one of these days, maybe, as someone asked in our Discord, maybe one of these days we'll finish our top 100.
Do I even have that list though?
But you know,
maybe.
Yeah,
not
but
that
as
I
long
don't
as we...
want to, but it's just we've had better. Not I don't want to say better things to do, but we've had better things to do than our own measly lists.
Yeah, and we've had some really great guests, and yeah, we're not gonna do the top.
I think it'd be funny if we didn't get to it till next year.
No doubt. I can already tell you guys though, my top 100 is gonna look a lot different next year.
Way different. Yeah,
it's gonna look a lot
vastly underrated some games that I played for the first time last year, and I was like, how is this so low?
Because there are some games in my that either were on the edge of or on the like higher end of my top 50 that have just skyrocketed into that 50, like a meteor,
SpaceX skyrocket.
A meteor destroying dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got to go ahead and make my list invalid before Relative Space comes out, and then that way, when I put that really high, everybody will be like, "Well, Tim's list is already garbage," so it will totally get disregarded. But yeah, Andrew, man, I would tell you, I really appreciate you coming and making time for us when you got, you know, limited time at the show. You want to go and see stuff, you know, get some games you want and things like that. Yeah. So it is a highlight. It is a highlight for me to get to hang out with you and your family and everything. So I
Mhm.
really appreciate that. That is super important.
We were playing. Speaking of which, we were playing Edo with his brother, younger brother, and his daughter, who's like middle school aged. And one of the topics that came up was things that are cool in middle school. So I started talking in like generation alpha lingo. And I'm like, so like if I had a 50, we're looking something for that's very mid. Like
uh,
for real, no cap. We want something that's mid.
dude,
That's so
I
cringe.
asked
I was
I
so
asked her if her
embarrassing
dad
her at that point.
I asked her if her dad had any Riz.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna fall under the table. She was so done with it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, no cap. I was low key really enjoying Edo.
God
Skibbity
damn
toilet.
it. Skibbity
Yeah.
toilet. I did also ask if that was, or for her thing was skibbity toilet, or is it like mid?
Yeah, I was definitely experiencing some main character aura while we were playing Edo.
Oh, dude. Bob and I ran into a lot of main characters on the drive home.
Oh yeah, total main character syndrome everywhere on the road.
Everywhere on the road. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, she loved the attention. That's awesome.
No cap.
But I will say the DeBartolos,
Bussin'.
man, if they want to come on, I'm gonna be talking to them. I would not mind having them on before Origins if we could swing, or before Gen Con if
well,
we
you
could
got a whole
swing it.
year. Oh,
Yeah, right.
Oh
But
yeah, Eric. For real, for real. I had some. I did not have any glizzies, but that Jets pizza I got almost every day was bussin' for sure.
yeah,
No
it was
cap. For
that
real, for
Jets
real.
pizza was bussin'.
Mhm.
Except for the time that Bob got cold Jets pizza as he's about to pass out from.
for my headache.
Yeah,
I
the-
recovered like a champ though.
Bob
is
did.
that the is that the same cold Jets that ended up on my windshield?
No,
that was my cold
That was
Jets.
different cold Jets.
We unofficial Origins tradition. What was that? Friday night. We had leftover pizza. We left the box on Mike's roof. Well, because Bob left it on his roof.
Got it on my roof. Went out the next day. Was like shit. So I put it on Mike's
pizza
car.
away. So we put it on Mike's car, and then the next day, I had a little box of Jets pizza where I ate most of the pizza out of it, and then left that box on the roof of Mike's car. And then Mike and West snuck out before Bob and I and left all of the trash on Mike's
I go to open my
side
door
seat.
and my friggin' hood is just full of garbage. I was like, those assholes.
So I say, Bob, that their retaliation didn't count because it wasn't a pizza box.
Yeah,
It was just
that was just
it was
jerk
just
move.
straight up trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, with friends like that, who needs enemies?
Mm-hmm.
For real, for real.
For real.
No cap. All right.
Oh shit. All right. Well,
Sign
that
us out
was-
here, Tim. I'm fading.
Let's get out of
Yeah.
here. Let's
been
get out of
really-
here.
Tired this week, so I'm okay at the
yeah.
2:30 mark here.
It's a badass week. Great show for us. Had a great time, and really looking forward to what's to come. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for anybody that we got to see and hang out with. Thank you for making our convention. And until next week, for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
Mike.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
We'll see you guys.
Good
next
job,
time.
Stonemeyer. A 7.3 repeating. Heating.